You got it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast with Roger and Friends on this beautiful Monday morning, the 18th of May. And just a little reminder that we may start going on the air earlier because we solved, before we went on the air at 6 o'clock, we solved all the problems locally.
Now we're going home.
And we're ready to go home.
Good night, everybody.
But there are some people out there who would like to know how we did it.
Well,
We'd like to know that
secret
too.
out.
That's what I'm telling you.
And we, being yours truly, Roger Monroe, along with Teri Chamberlain. Good morning, Teri.
Good morning.
And John Meisinger is here.
Good morning.
John.
Good to see you this
And
morning.
Terry Grawey as well, and our guest.
Good morning, Captain. You tried to
We also have our weather guy, Kyle Varnold, who will be joining us by phone with a live, up-to-date report on the weather. All our weather, by the way, is live, and as much as we can at this point in my life. Ray LaHood will join us as well. So we have, as usual, on a Monday morning, an exciting agenda of people and news and weather and you name it. How did everybody do over the weekend, Terry? Anything exciting?
Nope. The horse,
Okay, let's go around the table.
the horse race was exciting.
Yeah, you know, and John and Terry and Dr. Sidler and Kyle Varn, I get a big kick out of, I don't do a lot of texting and messages like you guys do. You lit up my phone. I thought, I wonder what happens. There's a fire downtown, there's
And it
an
was
accident
late.
and so
It was
forth.
like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yes, it was late.
Yeah.
And I was driving to Iowa for a show, and coming back at 4 a.m., I thought, you know what, I'm going to text them all right now. And I forgot. I was going to.
Wouldn't matter. You fell asleep at the wheel over in Waterloo or thereabouts.
I thought, wow, this is pretty late for these guys to be
You
texting
were all
each other.
talking about, I assume, the horse race?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
You responded. I was surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he
was
did.
last night at
No,
10
you
o'clock.
responded
but
that night.
It was about 9:30, 10.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
I saw a text from you. I thought, wow, he must be sleep texting.
No, my dog was playing with the phone, and I think that's what happened.
Your dog
But
made you
Mike
bet.
Dentino was the winner of our
Yeah.
pool, or whatever you wanted to call it.
I have the
Yes, he
IRS number. We're going to
Yeah.
give him a call.
I heard he's going to let it ride.
He is?
Yeah, I
For
don't
Belmont?
Yeah, I think he's not taking it. I think he's going to let it ride the whole thing, and he's going to cover some odds next time.
By the way, do you have the results of where your horse, like I want to know what Ocella,
Ocelli, and I took
Ocelli, where did my horse
your
end up?
horse wound up in fourth.
Not bad.
I was
Very
second.
well done.
I think I was second.
What'd you pick?
Iron Honor. I think it was
You
second.
had Iron
Second.
Honor. Yes, Iron Honor came in second.
No.
So I showed.
Yeah,
So
Great White,
I
what,
showed.
Yeah.
The Great White was so far back. Is
Sixth.
that where he came in?
I don't know. That's what I get. That's who I picked.
Because what I had, the resource I had only went up to fourth place. So
Oh,
Well,
okay.
so we don't know.
What did Kyle pick? You know, he's the
Kyle
gambler.
had Chip Honcho.
And what?
That was the number 6 horse. And again, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
where
way
it came-
down in the pack. I think it stopped to take a leak or something.
Was it? They never stopped. They just.
Yeah, the guys running
We
behind
do,
you
but
said,
they
"Which one?"
don't. Start and stop. At any rate, exciting race was it? I forgot to watch.
I thought it was an exciting race, but
Was it? Did they win by a nose or a furlong or?
no.
It was a
Easy win?
body. It was a body.
Horse
What
was-
would you
Oh,
call it?
body.
At least a length, yeah.
Length,
He
yeah.
came up.
There was
and
a
ran.
horse coming up on him very fast. Whoever was second, but
Yeah,
my
that was
horse.
Iron Honor.
Iron Honor.
Well,
Yeah,
that
a
was
little
your
electric
hoss.
ride on it.
That was your hoss.
Yeah.
All right. So now we go on to the Belmont, right?
Yes.
And is that next Saturday or
No, that's
2 weeks?
in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks, they're resting up.
They call that the Belmont Stakes, right?
Yeah, it's always
Is that to
it's
the-
the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness Stakes, and then the
Is that to
Belmont
intimidate the
Stakes.
horse that he's going to be
is.
food
the
after
last place
this?
they become
Well,
the stakes mark.
and the following week, it's the Omaha Stakes.
Or the Glue Factory.
They usually come in the mail a little slower.
Yeah, and if they're really bad, it's Steak and Shake.
And hindsight, it must be right.
Talent rise, right?
Yeah, that's, you know, what has happened to Steak and Shake? I remember on more than one, they had them all over Peoria. They had one way on the south end by the Bartonville
Oh
Viaduct.
yeah, wait, oh yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
They had one, the first in Peoria was in my neighborhood in, don't say it, in Aberville.
Oh, north,
Somewhere in the valley.
the North
That
Valley.
was one of the first in Peoria, if not the first.
Ate there many
And
times.
East Peoria had, we used to call it the S&S Supper Club, which
Oh,
was
the porcelain room on the river.
yes, that's right. You got that right.
That's my dad used to call.
And later they opened one in Morton, and I think the one in East Peoria on the S&S Supper Club, that's still there.
It is still there.
It moved. It moved like a half a block or something. It was really weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were right next to
It's
the
a new building
to
now.
the Coast Guard. Yeah, somebody, two people got very, very sick there with food poisoning. One passed, the other one lived, but they
Really?
it was a pretty good lawsuit.
I knew that was at the Skewer Inn, but I didn't know it was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steak and Shake.
Yeah, it was a gal's that I used to work with. Her mother was, and her uncle. Her uncle passed. Well, from
They concluded it was the food.
yeah.
Well,
Well, the
you
lawyers
never know.
did, and the judge did.
So
Yeah.
that's all
Well,
that
I
matters.
was going to eat out
Yeah.
today, but I think I'll
Well, that was a
stay
long
home
time
and
ago.
have
That was
some.
probably 40, 50 years ago.
Then they had one on Main Street
Yeah,
for a
that
long
was a big
time. It
one.
was very
Oh,
popular.
that's right.
Yeah, everybody went
You
through
circled
the
around
Yeah,
there when
you're
you're
right.
in your car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
forgot
sure
about
didn't
that.
do it on your bike, but then,
There are a few.
and there were and there was one on University.
Yes.
And
In fact,
that was very
tell me the
popular.
name of the restaurant that was at that site before.
Shakey's.
No, that's next door.
Okay.
On the site that where Steak and Shake was.
On University
On
by the
University.
by the
Yeah.
station.
North University?
Yes, and it looked
No,
like Steak
not
and
north.
Shake.
Oh, the
You're
one
talking
down
about
by the
by
station.
No, I'm
by,
talking about by
It
the
looked
Walmart,
like-
by the station, by
yeah.
WMBD.
Yes. Well, I don't know what is the station, but I guess.
Well,
it's-
yeah.
well,
Yeah,
Wendy's
for
was
radio.
there. Wendy's was there for a while. Is there anything?
It was
don't
a
know
place that looked like Steak and Shake, and it was called White's. Weitz.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
No.
No, in Peoria, John. Are you sure?
I'm sure. I
Well,
was
listen,
there.
he's got a mind like
I don't
an
know,
elephant.
Like a steel
but
trap.
Roger,
Yeah.
you know these things. You
Closed.
don't, and if you've never heard of it, it didn't exist.
Well, he didn't get out of the north.
I would. I was stuck in the North Valley.
couldn't climb that mountain to
Couldn't get out of the North Valley. I tried.
gosh.
Oh, did I ever try it?
Oh.
But no, I do vaguely remember Weitz. But the most popular thing in that area,
remember that one.
wasn't it Shakey's?
Yeah, it was,
Yes.
yeah, that was pretty.
Steve Young, I think, was a bartender there
Yeah.
many years ago, and he said on this program a number of things, but one of which was the reason it failed was poor management, and it was popular.
Oh, really?
Which
popular
usually
program.
that means somebody was stealing money.
Yeah.
That was the charge of why Perkins closed on Moore Drive, that allegedly somebody who worked there
Oh,
was
really?
embezzling, yes.
Oh my.
And that's one of the reasons why they were unable to change the carpet. The carpet was used at the signing at Appomattox
It was pretty gross.
at the end of the Civil War. That's how old that carpet was.
Well, it says here, I remember walking down University Street in the early 70s, starting at Forest Hill, University Bank on the corner,
Yes.
where AutoZone is now, Arlen's Department Store, then White's Restaurant, Bell Scott.
Oh wow.
Bell Scott is coming,
Yeah.
and Bowmore Lanes, Peoria Pancake House, Arby's, and many more.
Yeah.
I do
Now they're
remember I was
talking
at-
now both sides of
Yeah.
University
Yeah, both
of
sides,
Jumping
yeah.
across
because
the street.
Bowmore was, as you know,
Further up.
yeah. I'm gonna guess that. Well, it wasn't. Well, I got one. The one place you didn't mention was Howard Johnson's.
Well, that's the next thing. It says you go further
Well,
back, and it's
pardon
Howard
me.
Johnson. I'm sorry. And A&W Root Beer at Meadowbrook.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
on Meadowbrook.
That
was a hangout
Was
there.
it? Was
Yeah,
it?
it was a lot of
One
fight.
time
Yeah, I
there?
think we
Yeah.
fought there.
Wasn't that run by Sonamaker?
Yes.
Right.
Sonamakers,
Yep.
A&W.
Well,
You know what happened to Peoria? I mean, we go back to those days, and you're talking about some neat places with a lot of people. And you're talking about fights. They had fights there.
At the A&W?
Oh yeah. It was a
Oh,
big
high
hangout.
schools
Yeah.
constantly battling. That was a
Well, now we know why it happened at the Civic Center.
Well, that's Terry's fault.
They're all relatives
I
of
wasn't
those
there. I
who.
wasn't there.
All these
Well,
guys
on
don't
the
have
minutes,
hair now either. Can't grab it.
We
Well,
don't.
there were some vicious.
Yeah, there was a lot of fights
Yeah, there
over
were a
there.
lot of fights at
Well,
A&W.
And there was an A&W root beer stand in the Heights on Prospect, not the
Prospect.
Heights,
Right, it
on
wasn't in the
Prospect
Heights, it was on
Road.
Prospect.
It was in Peoria, though.
Yeah, and they had one. I think the building is still there on South Adams by
Sure
the
is,
viaduct.
yep.
Yep.
Down there by
Didn't they turn
Manual.
it into a used car lot? Listen, you had a
No,
used car.
they put hubcaps all over it.
Yeah,
Oh, the
I
hubcap.
remember. Yeah, that was right. You know, Peoria's had some really rotten landmarks that are
They're still there.
Still there.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
Well,
still-
no, you remember they used to stack those cars
Oh,
on top of
yes.
each other as high as the Bartonville Viaduct. I remember seeing one of the cars I got rid of there.
They didn't have one of those in the North Valley, did they? Where
No,
they
we
stacked up
didn't. No.
cars?
We had Bemis Bag,
Oh,
which
that's
was
right, yeah.
R.G.
Pitches,
Latourneau.
too.
Pitches. You remember Pitches?
Pitches.
For 10 points, where was it located?
It was on a corner.
Yes.
Right, of Alexander.
Yes, and North Adams.
And North Adams.
Very
Oh,
good.
was that the butcher shop?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
sausage-
Pitch's Butcher.
Oh,
sausage.
yeah, they had a really good beef jerky. They made a beef
that-
jerky. It was
No, that was the manager.
no. No,
Biff
it was
jerky.
it was
he from
really
the
good.
North
It
Valley?
had a spicy one, and I think Dave Allwin at Echo Valley Meats. I think he bought
The
that
Pitch's
uh,
Butcher, the
their-
recipe.
Yeah, for their.
Is it Alwan or Alwan? Alwan.
well,
I heard him
Alwan.
say Alwan on a
Alwan.
commercial one time.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, that wasn't made in town."
The worst mispronunciation I ever heard was calling Bob Michael Bob Michelle, some
Oh, my.
female news gal
Oh,
from WMBD many moons ago. I've always wondered when people come to town to work at radio stations and do news, why when they come to a name they don't know, they ask rather than just throw it out.
Because they're a cold read,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
and I only learned that term here, so I don't know what that means. Exactly.
Well, it's
Cold
when you
read.
don't reread
don't
it. You don't
reread.
Cold
practice,
read
so
means
practice
that
it.
you didn't have a
Cold
chance
didn't
to
have a
proof
chance,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
We all do
But
that.
we do here.
We do have it,
Cold read.
yes.
very cold.
And,
it's
I want to rehearse this
let's
stuff.
get into the news.
Now you can't hear him.
All right, let's. Huh? I thought that's what you said. Let's start with a check of the weather. And you know, as the weather improves, and it certainly has, certainly warming up, so does the interest in looking at making a change in where you live. And to help you make that search for your next home, Realtor Kathy Reynolds of Home Smart is available to assist you in looking around what's in the inventory in Peoria and Central Illinois. And Kathy's available at 309-696-2162.
Call now.
And call now. No, I think you should wait a little later.
They used to say that.
Yeah.
Call now.
Call
Yeah,
now.
call now.
Phones are open.
And here's the weather with Terry.
Mostly cloudy today, Roger, with wind and rain. Warming up to about 81 degrees. Possible showers tonight, but most early tomorrow morning.
Is it muggy? Do you feel it's muggy?
Yeah.
I do. I got out of the car and I was sweating.
Yeah, it's muggy out.
That's just from getting out of the car, Roger.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just,
to do with the
it's
muggy.
That's just the straining
it has a lot to
of
do with
sitting up.
breathing too.
The rain continues tomorrow, high 78. Tomorrow night, cloudy, low 52. Wednesday, sunny and pleasant, high
Oh,
68.
that was
Ooh,
beautiful.
68.
Did you hear him say pleasant?
Yeah, well,
That was beautiful.
I didn't cold read this. I
No,
practiced
you
this.
practice.
I just Thursday sunny and 70, and Friday cloudy and 74. And right now, Raj, it's
Hey, look, he's back.
Sounds like he's on WRL. I heard him practicing doing the weather in the men's room. He was
it's 73. Now back to you, Raj.
It's 73. Ooh. Okay, let's get into the news brought to you by Bob Manning, Senior Vice President, Financial Advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley and Peoria for all your investment needs. Check out Bob, Rapid Robert, Bob Manning at 309-671-4600. 4653. I don't think he would like that term.
That's a new one. I hadn't
Yeah,
heard that
rapid.
before.
You know, we had a guy, let me give a disclaimer, Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. You have to do that. We had a guy,
Law.
and he wasn't the first. His name was Bob Edwards. And I don't know where he is now, but so I'll go ahead and say it. He was a jerk. But he was also known as...
Hey, Bob, come on in.
He was going to be a guest later today. I was going to spring that on you, Rod. Sorry, I
waiting
kept
for
that a
you.
secret.
But he was known as Rapid Robert, and I think a lot of guys back in the days of rock and roll on the top 40.
What are those
radio
exciting
stations.
names? Leapin' Lee Ransom?
Leapin'
Remember
Lee
Leapin'
Ransom.
That one always
Yeah,
on me.
that was
Yeah.
a weird one.
And Buffalo Bob.
Buffalo Bob. What was his Buffalo Bob? What was his last name? I interviewed him years ago.
You did?
Yeah.
Was he in Peoria or Chicago?
No,
He was
it's
in
a phone. I don't know where I
No,
called.
he was on television. wasn't he?
Buffalo Bob.
Buffalo Bob he wasn't he on
Buffalo
Howdy
Bill.
Doody or something? That was Buffalo Bill.
Yes,
No,
you're right.
it's the Howdy Doody game. Buffalo Bill, not
Yeah.
Buffalo Bob. Buffalo Bill.
No, I,
No, Buffalo
I'll agree with
Bill
you.
was Wild Bill Hickok.
No.
Well, he sure was.
Well, what was
I think it was Buffalo Bob
I think it was
Yes.
Buffalo Brad.
Bob,
What do you
Buffalo Bob.
on Howdy Doody.
Yeah, who was Howdy
You
Doody?
know, and
Buffalo?
let me interject this
don't
if I
know.
may.
Yeah.
Sure,
Roy
sure.
started calling me Howdy Doody.
That is not good.
No, it wasn't
No,
good.
but I see the
And-
resemblance.
but I never did call him Tubby because I knew if I did, I would be looking up at him from the floor.
Yeah, Buffalo Bob Smith.
Oh, that's
Smith.
a unique name.
And Clarabelle the Clown, and I believe
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right,
they were
that's
on
right.
WGN, were they not? Or CBS? I think they were on
I
It
know
WGN.
I
says
saw
it
him.
Yeah.
aired on
And
NBC.
there was a kid that came on. Didn't they have the bucket toss?
Yeah.
The kid would throw
Yes.
the little
Ping
thing.
pong ball.
And I remember one of the first, but you know, then this was terrible back then. Now, who cares? You can say anything on the radio or whatever. But this kid's doing it and he misses or something, and the clown says, "Oh, that's too bad." And he says, "Shove it, clown."
Was that your last appearance on television?
And you laughed, right?
And I laughed. It's like, I'm getting out of here.
Well, let's get into the news before we reach the noon hour. And with our lead story, here's Terry Chamberlain.
High school graduation ceremonies in Peoria are different today in many ways from years ago. Saturday, all of the high schools, Richards, Banyan, and Central, held their individual commencement exercises at the Peoria Civic Center. Things did not go well. A number of fights broke out, and police had to intervene, arresting 5 adults and a 15-year-old juvenile. One of those charged was a graduate. They've been charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest.
Could the schools withhold his diploma
No.
or her diploma?
What, you want him back?
No, they're
No, you're
first of
right.
all, they're handed out, and diplomas don't mean anything.
They don't.
It's transcripts that count, but they can't even withhold those anymore.
Okay.
Why?
AC,
What is that?
New law.
Is that federal or
Yeah.
state?
No, state.
I believe the ACLU.
You can't withhold.
Can't withhold anything. You can't keep a kid from graduating because they have a $25,000 bill that they owe the school. There's nothing you can do to hold it.
Really?
You can bluff, but when it comes time to give things out, you better be handing them out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you can't withhold.
No.
I tried that too this morning. It didn't work.
No, you can't do it.
Tried to withhold?
Yes.
Good luck with
Well, I
that.
don't know about you guys, but he's been withholding my paycheck for months.
Yes, mine too. Mine too. That's right.
Don't lose any sleep over it, pal.
District 150 officials decided to hold graduation for Peoria's high schools at the Civic Center several years ago. They may want to reconsider those plans. Reportedly, the fights took place as graduating seniors from one school were leaving, while those attending the next ceremony were arriving. John Meisinger, our own John Meisinger, long time. I mean, real long time.
Okay, you can slow that down.
I
just a
mean,
little bit.
forever. The guy's been doing very, very long time.
That's not in the script, by the way,
was gonna
John.
say.
Peoria
He's
education.
ad-libbing.
Am I going to be talking or something? I guess.
Very
I'm
long
gonna-
time.
anyway.
Former principal at Richwoods High School.
Oh, okay, there we go.
He's going to give us some insights, if he can remember, because it's been a long,
It's been a long
time,
time, hasn't it? 18
about
years.
the joy of planning for graduation day. John?
Take it away.
No.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll
We'll talk later, Roger.
We'll talk
Right,
later.
yes.
We'll pencil you in later.
Thank you for adjusting.
Are you going to make it later? I mean, it's been a long time.
It's going to be a long time, and I've been around a long time.
Moving along.
Don't be surprised if we learn this week the United States and Israel have resumed airstrikes against Iran. President Trump has indicated he's losing patience with Iran as that country fails to reach a deal to bring peace in the Middle East. Many political observers believe Iran's leaders are dragging their feet and have no intention of giving up their power. Trump says the clock is ticking, and so are the tickers on bombs targeted for Iran. We'll talk about this and other political subjects with former Congressman Ray LaHood at 7:30 this morning.
Voters in Kentucky go to the polls tomorrow. Republicans will determine whether to support former Navy SEAL Captain Ed Galran or incumbent Thomas Massey. President Trump has endorsed a military veteran over Massey, who's consistently voted against Trump on a variety of issues. Massey currently holds a slim lead, if you believe political polls.
They had a big celebration yesterday in Washington, D.C. Not many in the media covered it, but Fox did, as faith leaders, government officials, and Americans gathered on the National Mall for what was called Rededicated 250. Thousands came from all across the country to show their love for God and the country. Chris Tomlin, Grammy Award-winning Christian artist, sang, and speakers included evangelist Franklin Graham, Dr. Ben Carson, and Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Two Navy fighter jets collided midair during an air show in Idaho, and all four members of the two planes were able to parachute safely. It happened at the Gunfighter Skies air show that was held in Mountain Home. It's about 43 miles east of Boise, Idaho. Graphic video coverage of the near-air tragedy can be seen on the internet. I saw that. Former
Yeah,
Navy.
it's fascinating. Isn't
It was
I don't know how those
unbelievable.
guys got out.
Quickly,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Because you remember the planes actually were stuck.
it looked like they were.
How in the
Yeah.
world could
It
they
looked-
get out?
it looked
That's
like
a quick stop.
Yeah.
Oh
they were
yeah.
out.
And they did you see it, John?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was
It's pretty
the planes kind of
dramatic.
came together. It looked weird. I thought it was fake. I thought it was an AI thing, and then I kind of excuse me started reading the articles like, oh my, that really happened.
And then you see the four chutes. They were two-seaters, and you see the four chutes open, and so, well, they're going to survive. They went to the hospital and they shut down details, so we don't know how.
Well, you get blasted
they
out
were
of there with
injured.
what? It's like you're sitting on a stick of dynamite or
Yes.
something, right? And
It's
you
like
come
a
out of there
rocket.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
And you better hope you
Took the
cockpit's
canopy.
facing
The
up.
canopy comes up.
Yeah.
I saw a guy
Instead
die.
of down.
I saw a guy die, and then Tom Cruise held him there in the water. I don't know how Tom got there, but this guy went through a canopy.
Went through the canopy.
Well, the canopy didn't open when they ejected, and then he
Wow.
he landed in
What
the water.
movie was that?
Oh, that's right. It was a movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tom
sorry.
Cruise is everywhere. You realize that?
He's a little
Yeah,
fella,
I
too.
thought.
Do you realize that? He
Oh
was-
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
like
talk
5'4",
about him like that.
5'5". Oh, he's a
Yeah.
teeny little guy.
It doesn't matter. He's pretty tough.
Well, he's got
Look at
that
all the movies he's in.
Scientology
Yeah.
group behind him too.
You,
That's true.
you remember Alan Ladd?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a little fella, and I read that they would never have someone taller than he was, and he often stood on a little box.
Really?
For filming.
Yes, for filming to make it look like he was taller.
Hey, Dick Crane will give us his thoughts about how lucky all four crewmen are to be alive after that collision. He's going to talk to us. Oh, after the next.
We're not sure.
6:30 each.
He has not yet confirmed that. So
Well, we're going to try.
we're going to try. He's since he retired, he's living a pretty wild life in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's got his dogs.
Yes, good. You're right.
And he's got that line. Yeah, I was a pilot.
In local news, the 15th annual St. Jude Corvette Drive to Memphis raised more than $750,000 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. According to Mike McCoy, more than 140 Corvettes participated in this year's fundraising event. Since it started in 2012, the Corvette drivers have raised more than $4 million to support care and treatment for children with cancer. Their families never receive a medical bill.
Last Friday, graduation ceremonies were held for 18 members of the Peoria Fire Academy class of 2026 at the Gateway Building. on the riverfront. 14 of the graduates will go work at the Peoria Fire Department. The other 4 will report to neighborhood communities. The graduates successfully completed 12 weeks of training.
The general manager of the Civic Center is leaving for another position, but is keeping it a secret. His last day is June 20th. He accomplished a lot over 8 years, but failed to sell the naming rights, which cost taxpayers thousands of dollars. Bo Sutherland is his replacement for now.
Bo's been there for a long time.
Oh, you know Bo, do you?
I know Bo. Everybody knows Bo.
That's
And
That's
that's
it for
it?
news.
Okay,
At
I
the
didn't.
Monroe Civic Center.
Yeah.
I'm all
I'm all for that.
Well, I tell you what, it'd be more valuable financially than what we've gotten, which is zero. So
It was sold to theater, right?
the naming rights to the theater.
To, no. Peoria Home Alliance. But the Jackson Sioux guys.
Now sports.
Oh, I thought we were.
No, WCPU, and this is one of the arguments I have about funding public radio. They don't work on weekends.
Why?
Well,
it's
I'll
a-
play your silly game.
It's a day of
I don't
rest.
know
Roger.
why.
It's a day of rest.
Days of rest, I think. So no news from WCBU, but that gives us more time for sports. John Meisinger with the latest. Cubs lose, Cubs lose.
Oh, well, that's really. Yeah, they haven't lost much this year, though, so you can't.
Well, they
when
lost
they
the
do lose,
series.
it was a surprise.
Yeah,
It was a
we
surprise.
might-
But you lose to the White Sox in 10, Cubs lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
We had Dr. Gene Sedler. We sent he and his wife to cover the game yesterday. So
Oh, well, that's probably
he's
why
probably
they
sawing
lost.
logs.
Oh, he went to he's got a
Yeah,
live report
oh,
later
yeah.
on? Did he take
Well,
any,
I don't know how live it'll be, but
did he take any film in or anything?
no, this is radio.
Okay. Well, we're on YouTube.
on
You
YouTube,
can see
Yeah,
us
but
now.
we don't have the capabilities. Of,
We don't?
Well,
No, but I'm
we should.
working on it.
Okay, work on that.
Okay.
Get
Okay,
back.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Because I got 2 minutes.
And now
We
the
have a
news.
timed
I'm
out?
waiting for you.
You have us timed out?
Well, I do. Napoleon Solo. Everybody know that name?
Yes.
A brilliantly fast 2-year-old who struggled this year to keep him out of the Kentucky Derby, returned to top form on Saturday and won the 2026 Preakness Stakes at Laurel Park outside of Baltimore. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Oh, okay.
Trained by Chad Summers,
yeah.
Suzanne Summers' husband. Napoleon Solo
No,
tracked early
no,
at pace.
wait,
Whoa, whoa,
that's
whoa.
not true.
That's not?
No,
That's what they said in the thing.
no. Suzanne Summers' husband
Yes.
trained that horse?
Yes. Suzanne's not
I-
here, so he has nothing else to
I
do.
don't think so.
Jeez,
No,
Louise,
I don't
ruin
think
everybody's fun.
No.
I know it. How
was
why do you
Diane-
know
it was-
that it wasn't?
Well, because of the way you read it, with the smirk on his face.
And
Well,
his name was Alan.
That's the way he always looks.
I always have a smirk on my face.
And here's sports with John Smirk.
Well, Napoleon Solo tracked early pace setter Taj Mahal through fast fractions of 22.66 and 44.66. That's really fast. The Gray Colt took over the lead around the far turn and held off Chad Brown, trained Iron Honor, for the victory in the second leg of the Triple Crown. Set off more than 7-1. Napoleon Solo paid $17.80 to win. Taj Mahal, the local hope, who was also posted time favorite at 9-2, finished 10th, more than 13 lengths behind.
Wow.
That's a long way behind.
Wow.
I think he
He had to stop.
he must have
someplace.
had somebody whipping him.
Yeah.
One
he's-
thing for certain, he saw a lot of behinds.
Yeah, he is.
when are they going to stop this? In Major League Baseball yesterday, you heard it first here. White Sox beat the Cubs 9-8 in 10 innings. The Cubs don't care. It's just another game for them. You know, Royals over the Cardinals 2-0. The Phillies beat the Pirates 6-0. Guardians 10, the Reds 3. The Mets beat the Yankees 7-6, and the Twins beat the Brewers 5-4. One day after the Chiefs hit 4 home runs, the long ball swung the other way. That's usually the way it works. The Sky Harp Sky Harp. Didn't I do that a few months ago?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
You'd think this was a cold read.
Yeah, you see.
And it's not. I even wrote it. The Sky Carp
Sky Carp.
launched 6 home runs on Saturday afternoon, including 4 in the 9-run fourth inning, to beat Peoria 17-5 at ABC Supply Stadium. Then yesterday, the series finale, the Chiefs lost to the Sky Harps 9-7. This week's homestand against Cedar Rapids at Dozer Park begins on Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. And we will just skip a few of these and move on to, since the time's up. Let's see what else I'm going to read. Oh,
Can we
is
go
there-
back to the Sky Harp?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to go back
Yeah.
to Sky Harp. In fact, I'm not
You know,
even
that's
reading that story
that's
next
kind
hour.
of that's kind of heavenly.
Oh my.
It's
I like
it
it.
is
Yeah,
heavenly. The
really.
Sky Harp.
Sky Harp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have a fish playing the harp.
Did you, any
yeah.
of you ever know someone who played the harp?
Not personally, no. No,
It's
but I've been
beautiful
places where they
instrument.
played it.
It
It's
is.
a beautiful instrument.
It is. It's
Big.
hard, it's hard to put in your case.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, you got a pretty good sized car that
Yeah.
You know,
Call it around.
I'll tell you a guy that I admire is Dick Awley. He plays the what's the big? It looks like
Oh, bass.
fiddle,
It's a bass-
basically.
bass-
Bass violin or
Bass
bass?
bass
ball.
viol. Yeah,
Bass violin.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't know. He drives a Volkswagen, so I don't know how he gets it.
He's got a
He
sunroof.
borrows the bus when he has a gig.
He does.
He's got a sunroof. Just sticks out the
That
top.
would do it.
You got a little
wouldn't
smiley face
it?
on it.
How do you get that in and out of your car? Though? Seriously.
You fold
very
it.
carefully.
Yeah.
No, they don't
Yeah.
fold.
They don't fold?
I don't think
What's
so.
the hinge for?
I don't think so.
What's a hinge for?
What's a hen weigh?
Depends
3
on
to 5
how fat
pounds.
it is.
Are you going to finish sports? Or
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
no,
gonna
I'm
I think
done.
he said he
I-
did.
I'm way past
He's
my
quitting.
time already.
He's a quitter.
So let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
In entertainment news, TMZ has learned exactly how Reese eats cereal with her spoon.
Oh, you get it. Oh,
You want to go back to Sky Harps?
yeah, let's go back. Oh my.
Well, let's.
Come on, that was funny. You
was
guys.
Well,
funny.
it was. It's a groaner
And we have more news.
We do? How can there be?
for sure. We just finished the news.
All right, and we want to tell everybody it's brought to you by Spoon River Home Health, making a difference in the lives of their clients. You know, they've been taking care of people in their home for umpteen years. 1993 is when they started. Home care,
Do the math.
providing skilled nursing, bathing, and personal care. And your choice matters at Spoon River. Nice people. You know, Brian and Susie Platt, and good people. You can reach them for more information at 309-245-0723.
29.
Now with the headlines, here's Terry, hopefully uninterrupted.
High school graduation ceremonies in Peoria are very different today from many ways from years ago. Saturday, all of the high schools, which was Manual and Central, held their individual commencement exercises at the Peoria Civic Center. Things did not go well. Fights broke out and police had to intervene, arresting 5 adults and a 15-year-old. One of those charged was a graduate. They've been charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest. District 150 officials decided to hold graduation for Peoria's high schools at the Civic Center several years ago. Reportedly, the fights took place as graduating seniors from one school were leaving, while those attending the next ceremony were arriving. John Meisinger, longtime Peoria educator and former principal at Richwoods, will give us some insights later this morning about plans for graduation day.
Long time.
Don't be surprised if we learn this week the United States and Israel have resumed airstrikes against Iran. President Trump has indicated he's losing patience with Iran as that country fails to reach a deal to bring peace in the Middle East. Many political observers believe Iran's leaders are dragging their feet and have no intention of giving up their power. Trump says the clock is ticking, and so are the tickers on bombs targeted for Iran. We'll talk about this and other political subjects with former Congressman Ray LaHood at 7:30 this morning. Voters in Kentucky go to the polls tomorrow. Republicans will determine whether to support former Navy SEAL Captain Ed Gallerin or incumbent Thomas Massey. President Trump has endorsed the military veteran over Massey, who's consistently voted against Trump on a variety of issues. They had a big celebration yesterday in Washington, D.C. Not many in the media covered it, but Fox did, as faith leaders, government officials, and Americans gathered on the National Mall for what was called Rededicated 250. Thousands came from all across the country to show their love for God and the country. Two Navy fighter jets collided midair during an air show in Idaho, and all 4 crew members of the 2 planes were able to parachute to safety. It happened at the Gunfighter Skies Air Show, held in Mountain Home, about 43 miles east of Boise, Idaho. Former Navy pilot, now retired Dick Crane, hopefully will give us his thoughts about how lucky all 4 crewmen are to be alive after the collision. In local news, the 15th annual St. Jude Corvette Drive to Memphis raised more than $750,000 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. According to Mike McCoy, more than 140 Corvettes participated in this year's fundraising event. Since it started in 2012, the Corvette drivers have raised more than $4 million to support care and treatment for children with cancer. Their families never receive a medical bill. Last Friday, graduation ceremonies were held for 18 members of the Peoria Fire Academy class of 2026 at the Gateway building on the riverfront. 14 of the graduates will go to work at the Peoria Fire Department. The other 4 will report to neighboring communities. The graduates successfully completed 12 weeks of training. And those are the headlines, Roger.
How about a check of the weather brought to you by Kyle Varnold, providing personal and business insurance for auto, home, life, and health. Kyle, works with multiple companies to find the right policy at the right price for individuals, families, and businesses. And you can reach Kyle today. We're going to talk to him about the weather a little later on our program. Here's his phone number, 309-682-0519.
Mostly cloudy, windy, rain today, rain tonight, rain a little bit tomorrow. High today, 81, low tonight, 68, tomorrow, 78. Wednesday, sunny and pleasant, high 68. Right now, we're at 73 at the Wazoo.
And we continue on Breakfast with Roger and Friends. Terry Chamberlain's here, John Meisinger, Terry Grawey, and Ray LaHood will join us a little later. And we hope to be able to reach Dick Crane, but we will see what we will see. In the meantime, as we have reported on the news, John Meisinger, who's been in the education field. What was your first teaching job?
My first professional teaching job. You mean where I actually got in the classroom?
Can you think that far back?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time
been
ago.
a long
1975 at Manual High School was my first job.
Did you ever work in Chillicothe?
After I retired, I went
Okay,
out there,
I
yes.
thought you mentioned at one time you were at the Catholic school.
St.
in
Edwards. Yes.
St. Edwards, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Big school.
Yeah.
Less,
Now, your
kids.
last job was principal at Richwoods?
My last real gig, I call
full-time,
it.
yeah.
Full-time. That's right, yeah. I
Uh,
was principal for 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
And as such, were you the kind of director,
I feel like I'm
the
on
guy?
The stand, don't
Yes,
you?
that's right.
Have I done
When
my
did
swearing
you-
in?
Just put your hand here, swear to tell the truth.
When I
Beating
yes.
students. No. I knew that would get your attention. When
that
did
did.
you're in charge as principal. Are you not the producer, the director of graduation, or do you hand that off to assistant principal or someone else?
No, it wasn't handed off, but my secretary did the vast majority of all the work.
Who was that? Does she have a
Debbie
name?
Wagner,
Okay.
and Woodruff graduate, matter of fact.
Yeah, I do remember her.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a time for joy, a time for tears, a time we'll treasure through the years.
We're talking about graduation.
Graduation day,
How popular it was.
1956, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
we danced till
Yeah, it was one of the great songs of the 50s, Graduation Day. Well, tell us about the pitfalls and the challenges you had.
How many diplomas did you
One question at a time.
Well, it's the same thing. It's a pitfall. It's the same thing. Same question.
Are you talking about that are my diplomas or the ones that I handed out?
No, that, we've always heard the stories. You withhold a diploma from somebody.
Oh,
that's bad.
withhold.
Withhold.
I thought you said how many did I hold?
No, withhold. Keep.
Actually,
Bobby
not
Whipple,
give.
he was a senior.
Not give.
Lived on
Actually, we
University.
didn't withhold any.
Ever.
No.
The entire time, that
Not
long,
the time.
long
Well,
time.
I was only
that you were in.
principal 10 years, so that's the only time I had a chance to, and we just didn't do it.
You didn't want to?
No, that wasn't the case. But many times, if the students were inappropriate, if they were inappropriate enough, they didn't walk graduation.
They didn't even participate,
Didn't
did
participate.
they? Yeah.
No.
Right.
Well, what led to the decision? Because my understanding is that graduation ceremonies got to be totally out of hand. I heard stories about firecrackers at Peoria High. One time at graduation, they were throwing firecrackers and even rocket missiles, July 4th, the fireworks and so forth.
Really?
Yes.
Never had that experience, and every school I've been to, whether it was manual for the first 16 years of my career or was it every graduation, the worst that happened there was somebody let some mice out.
But that's
during
funny.
graduation
That's
ceremony.
okay, right?
That was the worst that happened.
That was the worst.
that's
And tell everybody where you got those mice.
When they built the pool, there were a lot of field mice that we caught came in during construction.
Yeah.
We thought this would be a good place to let them go.
Oh, see,
Right
that's
during the
funny.
middle
I
of
don't have a problem. with
Well, I
that.
do.
There was a lot of screaming.
I maintain graduation ceremonies started to decline in decorum and discipline when they eliminated baccalaureate. Are we on the same page?
I honestly didn't see a decline, Roger,
Okay,
because
okay.
the last baccalaureate I attended was my own, and when I graduated, and by the time 4 years later, when I started teaching, they were gone.
They
Well,
were-
maybe explain, and this shows real ignorance on my part, but I really didn't get to go that day with the rest of the class.
Well, so you don't know what graduation's like.
I didn't make the ceremony.
Okay.
Oh.
I got
Intentionally?
it was an agreement between myself and the school.
yeah, that-
They came up with it. They came up
I've
with
done
the
that before
idea.
too
yeah,
with people.
it was that or
Yeah.
join the army, wasn't it?
They came up with the idea. I accepted. So I didn't. But the baccalaureate is explain that. What's that?
Well, it's hard to explain because
Oh.
I only
Well,
What is
I
that?
didn't
Roger,
want
what is
it?
It was a Sunday ceremony normally,
Okay.
and it was on a volunteer basis. The kids were told they don't have to come to it, but I went to it, and it was a very somber spiritual service where the emphasis was on God and country.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was very moving, and I was glad that I went. I was glad my school had baccalaureate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And when we had the regular ceremony, it was, pomp and circumstance. And when I hear the stories of things that have taken place at local high schools, it's just a reflection, I think, of what's going on in society.
without a doubt, it is. We started the conversation to talk about why we moved to the Civic Center.
Yes.
Once the Civic Center was built, which was 1982, and once I got to be principal, the 4 high school principals at the time thought this would be a wonderful place to have a graduation. It's air conditioned, seats are comfortable. There's really no limit to how many people
How
can
many
come.
people can attend?
And maybe that's part of the problem.
Mhm.
But so we petitioned and
So this was
petitioned.
your
and-
idea.
Probably not.
But you got invited to the meeting.
Right.
Oh, cool.
And we thought, because we'd all been through graduations in our gymnasiums, and when you've got a lot of kids graduating, and you've got a lot of people in one place at that time of year, and the fact that there's families involved. So I had 330 or so graduates, and now you've got that many times the families that want to show up, and now you've packed that gymnasium. So you can only let 3 or 4 people in per student and have it not be a fire code violation. And now you're, for the parents who show up, 20 minutes before, they're not getting in the door.
Wow.
So, we thought we can eliminate a lot of problems by doing that, but it's also very expensive because
Wasn't there an option though at one time to do it outside?
Of course, and you've got to set up 2 venues.
Oh,
So
in
you
case
set
it
up
rains.
and practice
Yeah.
outside, you set up and practice inside, and not every school has 1,000 chairs sitting around,
Right.
and so where are you going to go for Manual and Central, or for that matter Woodruff? There's no stadium. You can bus to the Peoria Stadium. That kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah. No, you're right.
We were very lucky to have a venue, and they have done graduations outside.
Maybe they just ought to mail them the diploma.
That's what we wanted to do.
just throw it in the mail.
That's why we invented COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who we got?
I think Officer Friendly's on the line. Good morning.
That guy.
Good morning. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes,
Yes.
you're on the air.
Test 1, 2, test.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, breakfast and Roger and friends.
We woke
It's
you
yours
up.
truly, the brown guy with the amazing smile, Officer Friendly.
Very nice teeth too.
Nice teeth.
Yeah.
Hey, I try to keep it that way, Uncle John. I got to, man, because the smile changes everybody's opinion about you.
This is true. That's why I keep my mouth shut.
Did you work
Hi,
Saturday?
man,
Did you work Saturday
Oh,
for graduation?
come on now. You know you got to have Officer Friendly at an event like that.
Yes, I
that
do.
was a very, 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 very massive event.
Yeah.
And you know what? I know what all the folklore and the rumors and the comments and everything everybody want to put on about it or whatever. I'm going to be honest with you because I was only initially set up to work my zone, which would have been Richwoods High School, which was the last graduation of the evening.
So
Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Something just happened.
get the
here. I
handcuffs
don't know
off
what's
of him
going on.
before you let him go.
Yeah.
No, we're good. I'm at a bus stop, and the bus driver just honked like I wasn't gonna stop. I clearly see the red lights, lady. I'm not gonna run nobody over.
So
Tell you.
did you work all of the graduation ceremonies?
Yeah, all right. Yes, I did. So I ended up working all 3 of them. I worked the one at 10 o'clock, and the one at 4 o'clock. So that's what I was getting at, the beat around the bush. And with all the situations that did occur, because it's probably already in the opening in Facebook and newspaper and everything else, I think because I was there personally and I seen everything that went down as it progressed, it was an amazing ceremony and everything went well overall. Let's just put it that way. I'm not just saying that to try to save my pension.
Did you help quell the fights? The media.
So that's the thing. I'm not going to speak on any of those things because I don't know what litigations have still got to occur because of those incidents or whatever, but I was there to deter things from getting worse. Let's put it that way. Just like all the city guys and the other guys that were there. I didn't directly see anybody punching and kicking anybody, so I can't speak on that.
Okay.
But I just know that a commotion did occur, and it was handled abruptly. Let's put it that way. It was handled abruptly.
Okay.
And that's pretty much, I think that's all I'm at the liberty to speak
Well,
on
you
at
can.
this time.
You're at liberty, at the risk, of course, of losing your job, of letting us know, were there guys and gals, or was it just guys?
I think it was a combination of both.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's good information.
Did this happen in between events?
Ceremonies.
Could it have been? Let me ask you this way, so you don't have to answer that. If there was more time between events to evacuate the previous group and bring in the other group, would it have made a difference?
Well, this is the thing. This is the truth, and what I can't openly speak on. Like I said, once again, overall, everything went beautifully.
Right.
The ceremonies were fine. They weren't. No one got out of control that I saw, directly or indirectly. And the things that I did help with to help deter, I'm telling you, it was handled immediately. It wasn't like it was like a big commotion, 50, 60 people falling all over and getting, you know what I'm saying? You know how we usually hear a fight or something, especially at an event that big, you would think, oh my goodness, this is crazy, it's out of control. Why would they even do something like this? It wasn't. It was things that occurred from misunderstandings, and it was handled abruptly. I mean, literally, everybody was on it. They got the problem out of there, and everything went on smoothly. The thing is, like you guys were speaking earlier, it's thousands of people there. You know what I mean? You got people from all over the city and out of town coming to visit their loved ones to come to celebrate with them. So it was just because of the amount of people there, they had to kind of figure out a way to get everybody in, get everybody out, and they were only going in one way and coming out another way. And that's pretty much what it is. When you got a lot of people standing around, it's hot outside, some people get agitated. You know what I'm getting at, you guys. And it's not that people staying there to start problems or be a butthole or anything. It's just sometimes people's patience is tested, and you know, and that's kind of how things occur. And my thing is this, and anybody that knows me know how I operate and get down. Personally, of all the times to have an issue occur, why does it have to be when we're trying to celebrate someone loved one's accomplishment? You know what I mean?
You're right.
It's like you would think that you could save that for another time, or none at all. This don't. But I know everybody don't have the same anger management skills, so that's why we have the incidents we have, and that's why we have police and security and things like that, because sometimes people can't control themselves.
You know,
but like I said, I will repeat it again. Overall, I was personally there, so anybody want to call and argue and get on the show and put negative comments, it was a beautiful ceremony overall. The things went amazing, and I said, of course, the situation occurred. You know just well as I do, Uncle John, you could do something 99 times correct, and that one time it don't happen right, then that's what they're going to remember. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right. Well, I was
glad. You don't want.
No, I was going to say I was glad to hear that they came in one way and people had to exit another way, which is another part of planning that people don't understand, that many times that we have to deal with. And you're right. Sometimes, you know, things happen when it's a good situation, like graduation, or let's go back a few months, what was going on out there at Stadium Park, and they were having a cookout for somebody, and the next thing you know, people are upset with each other for some reason. So you're right. And fighting in school is something that you deal with, and you're ready for. It's just too bad that it happens at an event at the Civic Center. But the thing is, my guess is, just my guess, a place is big enough that 90% of the people didn't even know it happened.
There you go. Until someone started talking about it on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. And like my wife was even telling me, she's like, be careful. Because they got people on Facebook Live saying, oh, man, I can't believe this. And it's like, when they put that stuff out there, they're not saying it from a perspective like a reporter, like today's news, we're letting you know everything went great at the graduation. No, they're like, look at this. Oh, my goodness. You know, that crazy stuff. And then everybody starts tapping into that. And it's like, oh, wait, what happened? And nobody knew nothing until people started reporting stuff. It's kind of like CNN, Fox News, and all them other places. You know, they're going to put what they want you to hear to get the publicity that they need.
Yeah, they're not reporting fair and balanced. No.
There you go. There you go. And that's just kind of what, like I said, I was there personally with a time. I got pictures. I could show you a crap ton of pictures because y'all know I take pictures of everything to commemorate the memory and the moments. And the stuff I saw and the things that went down was beautiful. And y'all know me being who I am, Mr. Popular and all that. I don't know why they think that, but anyway, where I was at the entrance seeing people come in, so I got to see hundreds of families. Hey, what's up, Officer Parker? How you doing? Blah, 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 blah. I'm hugging, shaking hands, high-fiving, taking selfies with people. And I'm telling you, it was a beautiful event overall. I mean, 90.9%. That 1% listen to this that you heard about that I'm not at liberty to speak about openly.
Well, I just want to know one final thing, and then I'm done asking questions. How many times were you on the Jumbotron Kiss?
And I definitely am not at the liberty to speak at that because Miss Parker wasn't there the whole day.
That's probably why.
My niece actually graduated. My niece graduated, and so Tia Bell, give a shout out to Tia Bell. She graduated, and so my wife was there and some other family members. So, and I got other adopted relatives, kids that I call my nephews and nieces that graduated too, that I got to shake hands with, hug, and high five and congratulate. So, like I said, you guys, overall, it was an amazing event, and I guarantee you that the people who celebrated and put that stuff up on Facebook will probably not be talked about as much as the incident that occurred. You guys
Right.
know that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our brown reporter giving us the
Ground, Roger, ground.
Brown. He said in the beginning he was our
I think
brown.
he's in Peoria.
Yeah.
Brown University's pretty far from here.
Well, Uncle Terry, the ground is brown, and so am I. So it's no big deal. let me get on this talk. I love you guys. I hope that helped give people some better perspective of what went down. Like I said,
That's well done. All right, thanks. What's his name, Ed Park?
I love you guys. Have a great day.
Take care, big man. Be safe.
All right, bye-bye. All right.
You know, when he gets close to punch time on the clock, he gets rid of us pretty quick.
You know what? That's a good move.
Yeah, exactly right. I know somebody was
Yeah, it was probably
trying to get a hold of. Might
of our
have
guests.
been Dick Crane. I'll have to go back and check. Let's see. Do we have enough time? Yes, I think we do. For our usual pet tip of the day, Louis Linder, are you there?
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. Squirrels are not really considered pets. In fact, some folks would call them pests. But I know a lot of listeners have squirrels in their backyards and enjoy spending time feeding them and watching their antics. So I thought you might like to know some interesting facts about squirrels. There are over 365 species of squirrels. They're grouped into 7 families, which includes the marmots, woodchucks, prairie dogs, and chipmunks. The smallest of all squirrels is an African pygmy. This tiny rodent's body measures about 2.5 inches long, with a tail about the same length. They're typically found in Central and Western Africa. The largest of the squirrel family is called the Indian giant squirrel, native to India, and measures up to 3 feet long. This fellow can typically jump 19.5 feet. Squirrels are primarily vegetarians, living on seeds, nuts, fruits, fungi, lichens, pine cones, and bark. However, if faced with hunger, they have been known to eat bird eggs, snakes, and insects. Most squirrels sleep in drays. A dray is a nest of leaves and twigs the size of a basketball built in a tree's upper branches. Most drays are built to be waterproof and warm even as the tree loses its leaves in the fall and winter. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's pet tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Thank you, Louis Linder. Always great. I love squirrels. Matter of fact, I've had the opportunity to actually feed squirrels by hand with peanuts, and it's it's been fun. You all giving me that.
I know, I'm in awe.
Oh,
Is that why you got that mark, that rabies mark on your face?
I have that. Hey, eat your cake and shut up, okay? Yeah. You know what? This is a true story. Kathy Reynolds has a bunch of squirrels hanging out at her. I don't mean people.
Listen,
you know,
you're
we've
just talking
been
about yourself,
accused of a
Roger.
lot of animals too. Jackasses for one. Any rate, there's one that will come up, and you can hand him a shelled peanut, and it's gotten. They're so good and sophisticated. One, the squirrels. That he asked me, is that salted or unsalted?
Oh, stop. No, they know. They know.
Yeah, that's why, their nose is always moving, similar to yours.
What? Similar to mine?
Yours.
No, those are rabbits. Those are
No. Haven't you noticed squirrels will, that's how they see, I think, isn't it? There's a
nose?
Yeah. It's kind of like you.
Roger.
Now, here's Terry. He has a nose for news.
Talking down
Matter of
silver
fact,
right now.
he has such a nose, it's breathing yesterday.
See, there he is on the line right now. He's going to
Squirrel
diagnose
buddy.
you. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing is right. Well, I'll tell you what, as part of our news, we're going to first of all, say the news at the top of the hour brought to you as a service of Morton Community Banks. Over 50 branches across central and northwestern Illinois. These folks offering a full range of personal and business banking services. Hometown banks, FDIC insured, so your deposits are safe. Look for the clock tower, and you'll know they have time for you. And we have time for Dick Crane, who's on the line. Good morning, Dick.
Hey, good morning, Roger.
Did you see the video of the Navy planes crashing during an air show in Mountain Home, Idaho, by any chance? And if you say no,
I did.
okay, tell us how in the world they were two-seaters, how did those guys get out of their planes after they were literally glued together, it looked like?
Yeah, honestly, I think that is a miracle because there are so many things in that scenario that can go haywire. Obviously, two planes collide. That's the first big mistake, right? But the fact that both the pilot and Wizzo, I'm sorry, I just got in the car. Sorry about that. The Wizzo, both have an ejection seat capability. And, the fact that one guy pulls a handle, both guys go, and you don't know if they're both clear. It happens so fast, so you could eject into a piece of metal, and that wouldn't be good. The fact that all four got out, and apparently they're all in stable condition with not many injuries. I don't know if there are no injuries, but at least they're alive and can heal. So that is a huge blessing.
Yeah, I know. As a former F-18 pilot for the U.S. Navy, I know you've gone through drills about ejection, but they can actually, and they haven't given any details about their injuries, but they not only can get injured through the ejection process, but also landing even with parachutes.
Yeah, that's true. Fortunately for me, I never had to eject out of an airplane. There were a couple of instances that I realized after the fact that it was very close, and I got, I'm not going to say lucky, I was blessed. But I didn't have to. One time I realized I was a lot closer to an airplane than I didn't see, and apparently he didn't see me either. And I saw it on my heads-up display tape where we evaluate the training evolution that we were just in. And I had a guy pass real close right in front of my nose, and I was looking back over my shoulder, and I never saw him. So I went to my knees real quick right there, not because I was praying, but because I just didn't have the strength to stand up.
Now,
And,
Dick,
go ahead.
they call that a near miss, don't they? Because I look at that as a mere
it was-
hit. A near hit.
Well, it was a near hit. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this case, those airplanes are, you can replace that. And granted, we waste so much money in this country. It's not like we can't waste a little more, right? So, they can replace those. But, just thanking the Lord that those guys got out safe.
Yeah.
And, accidents are accidents. Nobody plans on an accident, right? That's just the nature of business. But it happens. And, I think the first rule of thumb is you always want your landings to equal your takeoffs. And in this case, that wasn't, they didn't follow rule number one.
Yeah. Hell, even I can understand that.
That's very good math.
Yeah,
That's easy math, and that's very good.
That's the basic man theory that I subscribe to. So, those rules are written for guys like me.
Yeah. Explain, if you can, and if you will, what kind of propulsion system do they have for ejection? Because when you, and does the canopy open automatically, or do you have to open the canopy before you hit the button or pull the arm to eject?
Yeah, if you had anything that you had to do before you eject, you probably wouldn't get to the eject part, because you're trying to, it's such a split second to make that decision and execute it, because that's, there's a fine line between success and death in that situation. So what happens is your seat is the rocket motor, and there's many mechanics that work on the airplane. Some work on the engine, some work on the airframe, some work on the ejection seat and equipment that you have to wear in your survival vest, and you go through training on all of that stuff. And the way the ejection seat works, it's a sequence of events that happen. So as soon as you make that decision to eject, you reach down, there's a handle right between your legs. That handle is armed when the airplane's on the ground, and then when it's not being used. And then when you get in, that's one of your checks. You have to pull a pin that arms that seat. And now you can eject, even on the ground. It has 0-0 capability, meaning 0 altitude, 0 airspeed. And it's designed to fire you up in the air high enough that you have time for seat man separation. The drogue chute comes out, which pulls out the main chute. And you might get 1 or 2 swings in the chute before you hit the ground. And it's a rocket motor that fires you up. So when you pull that handle, that automatically ejects the canopy off of the airplane. It's the first thing to come off.
Yeah.
And the second thing is the guy in the back goes out first. Otherwise, he would be cooked if the guy in the front seat went out first. Now, most F-18s only have one seat, which is what I flew. These guys don't really fly a fighter mission. They do electronic warfare. So they designed a growler. Mine was F-18 Hornet. This is the F-A-18 Growler. And it's designed for electronic warfare. They do jamming of communications, radar sites, all kinds of whiz-bang stuff that is way above my intellect and pay grade. That's what they do. So they're not really trained to be fighter pilots. They're trained to do electronic warfare. So I don't know what they would be doing at an air show, to be honest with you, because I personally wouldn't really care to watch them, but they have a great mission, and it's a mission that none of us would have wanted to do, and, that was not a pipeline that we wanted to fly. We wanted to fly fighters, so that's their mission. So honestly, I can't think of any reason why they would be doing an air show. And it said they were doing some kind of formation flying, which we do every day. So I don't understand what it is that would be appealing to somebody watching an air show except see 2 airplanes, flying along doing nothing.
Well, apparently they would probably this morning agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't know why we were there, and
They sure spiced up the crowd there at the end.
yeah, it sure did. Are there times when you had some, as Terry Grawey indicated, near hits? Were there times when you used a little profanity?
You know, plead the fifth on that. So, you know, you can hear some colorful stuff sometimes, you know, and not only while you're flying, but in the debrief, you know, when a guy realizes, hey, that guy almost killed me, yeah, you hear some colorful stuff, and it's not kid glove stuff, participation trophy kind of crap, you know. It's very direct and to the point, and for good reason, you know, because there's again a fine line, and there aren't any do-overs in a lot of cases. You know, there aren't any do-overs, and you know, you can end up where you don't want to be if you're not fully prepared for your mission and you know, fully aware of what's going on around you. It does really bring out a high level of situational awareness. There's no doubt about that.
Well, as always, we appreciate your input, and I'm glad we had the opportunity to talk with you about the collision of the two Growley Navy planes, and we hope all 4 crew members are okay and recovering in the local hospitals in the area of Mountain Home, Idaho. Terry Growley has one more.
Yeah, Dick, in your opinion, who's the better pilot, Maverick or Iceman?
Dick Crane.
Boy, that's a good question. You know, they both have the right attitude, so I'll call it even because that's the attitude. And I'm not saying this to toot our own horn or anything like that, but that's the attitude you have to survive.
Really?
And if you don't have that attitude, you know, maybe you're not in the right line of work, because it is an entire group of type A personalities and guys that have been winners, whether it's playing football, baseball, rugby, chess, you know, I mean, I don't care what it is. If you don't go into what you're doing believing you're going to win, then you probably should find something else to do. So I'd say, you know, they're probably equal.
All right.
Yeah. And that's why, Dick, to be blunt, we're doing this morning show.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? That's because you guys are the best at it. And
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A winner on Jeopardy, Dick Crane.
And from a distance.
yeah.
Hey, thanks, Dick.
You guys are. In my opinion, there's nobody better. So God bless you guys.
God bless
love
you.
talking.
Thank you for our service as always. Thanks, Dick.
Well, you guys have a blessed day, and I look forward to talking to you. If not beforehand, I'm sure I'll talk to you on Memorial Day or something.
You got it. We'll be there.
All right.
Thanks, Dick.
Take care, Dick.
Okay.
Dick Crane, a graduate of Manual High School and Bradley University, and a former F-18 fighter pilot who served over the skies of Iraq and Afghanistan. It's always a pleasure talking to him. It's always a pleasure to bring you up to date with the weather. Terry Grawey has the details, Terry, if you don't mind.
The neatest thing that he did is when he brought the F-18 back to his high school reunion here in town. I thought that was pretty cool.
Did he
Can
do
I borrow
that?
the car
Yeah.
today, Dad?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He flew, I think it was the F-18. He flew a plane to, was it his 10-year deal? You guys remember the story? He told the story last time we talked to him.
I thought he just came up to
See Bix.
to see Bix. I didn't think it was for the class
Oh,
reunion.
I think it was
but
his class reunion.
I don't remember that, but we'll. I do know they flew up, met Jim Bixby, and flew back. And before Jim got to Manual High School, he was back in
Oh, really?
the air base in Florida. No, that's a bad time.
Mostly cloudy
I'll give
and windy and rainy today, tonight, tomorrow. The high today is going to be 81 degrees, so it's going to be a little warm. Overnight low 68. Tomorrow high 78, almost 80 again. Wednesday sunny and pleasant, high 68. Right now I've got 73, Roger.
Okay, hang on to it because we have the news coming up, brought to you by Matt Wall, CPA and tax specialist with Gordon Stockman and Wall. He is a financial planner, and you can get more information about your finances if you need help at 309-692-4030. Matt Wall. That number again, Roger. 309-692-4030. Now the news with the Terrys.
Well, high school graduation ceremonies in Peoria are different today in many ways than years ago. Saturday, all of the high schools, Richwoods, Manual, and Central, held their individual commencement exercises at the Peoria Civic Center. Things did not go well. A number of fights broke out, and police had to intervene, arresting 5 adults and a 15-year-old juvenile. One of those charged was a graduate. They've been charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest.
District 150 officials decided to hold the graduation for Peoria's high schools at the Civic Center several years ago. They may want to reconsider those plans. Reportedly, the fights took place as graduating seniors from one school were leaving while those attending the next ceremony were arriving. John Meisinger talked about it last hour. He is a long time Peoria educator and former principal at Richwoods High School.
Taken.
We're going to talk to him again because he doesn't remember what he said last hour.
That's true. I want to see what it sounds like this time.
Don't be surprised if we learn this week that the United States and Israel have resumed airstrikes against Iran. President Trump has indicated he's losing patience with Iran as that country fails to reach a deal to bring peace in the Middle East. Many political observers believe Iran's leaders are dragging their feet and have no intention of giving up their power. Trump says the clock is ticking, and so are the tickers on bombs targeted for Iran. We'll talk about this and other political subjects with former Congressman Ray LaHood at 7:30 this morning.
Voters in Kentucky go to the polls tomorrow. Republicans will determine whether to support former Navy SEAL Captain Ed Galrain or incumbent Thomas Massie. President Trump has endorsed the military veteran over Massie, who's consistently voted against Trump on a variety of issues. Massie currently holds a slim lead, if you believe political polls.
They had a big celebration yesterday in Washington, D.C. Not many in the media covered it, but Fox did, as faith leaders, government officials, and Americans gathered on the National Mall for what was called Rededicated 250. Thousands came from all across the country to show their love for God and country. Chris Tomlin, Grammy Award-winning Christian artist, sang, and speakers included evangelist Franklin Graham, Dr. Ben Carson, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
2 Navy fighter jets collided mid-air during an air show in Idaho, and all 4 crew members of the 2 planes were able to parachute safely. It happened at the Gunfighter Skies Air Show held in Mountain Home, about 43 miles east of Boise, Idaho. Graphic video coverage of the near-air tragedy can be seen on the internet. We just talked to former Navy pilot Dick Crane about this near miss, and we decided it was a near hit.
In local news, the 15th annual St. Jude Corvette Drive to Memphis raised more than $750,000 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. According to Mike McCoy, more than 140 Corvettes participated in this year's fundraising event. Since it started in 2012, the Corvette drivers have raised more than $4 million to support care and treatment for children with cancer. Their families never receive a medical bill.
Last Friday, graduation ceremonies were held for 18 members of the Peoria Fire Academy, class of 2026, at the Gateway Building and on the riverfront. 14 of the graduates will go work at the Peoria Fire Department. The other 4 will report to neighboring communities. The graduates successfully completed 12 weeks of training. And Raj,
The general manager of the Civic Center is leaving for another position, but he's keeping it a secret. His last day is June 20th. He accomplished a lot over 8 years, but failed to sell naming rights, costing taxpayers thousands of dollars. Bo Sutherland is his replacement for now. And that's the news, Roger.
All right, now we have news from WCBU, brought to you by Steve Sink, Certified Business Intermediary with PHX affiliates. Steve has been a business broker for over 20 years and sold businesses anywhere from $25,000 to $45 million. He specializes in business valuation. This guy knows business.
He does.
I had lunch with him one day, and I think I had to pick up the tab. But no, I'm just kidding. No, he knows business. No, neat guy. And you can receive, if you have any questions about your business or maybe getting a business, he's the go-to guy. Steve can be reached at 309-696-8508.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm Rich Draker. New Peoria Police Chief Brad Dixon says he's dedicated to the city and committed to transparency and accountability.
We will remain focused on reducing violent crime, making our streets safer for every resident, every family, and every child in Peoria.
A Peoria native, Dixon was promoted from assistant chief to replace now retired Chief Eric Echeverria. Dixon says strengthening community partnerships is a top priority. He says he's also developing initiatives to address juvenile crime. He took his oath of office heading into this past weekend, adding there are no days off as the police department leader. A bill pending in the Illinois General Assembly that seeks to expand access to a federal discount drug program could end up costing Illinois employers millions of dollars a year. Capital News Illinois reports the program, known as 340B, provides discounted drugs to hospitals and clinics that treat large volumes of Medicaid patients. A memo from the Illinois Department of Central Management Services estimates passing the bill would raise costs on employer-based health insurance plans in Illinois by $89 million a year. Supporters of the bill say it would benefit community health care centers and rural hospitals. The Peoria Civic Center is looking for a new general manager. Rick Edgar is stepping down after 8 years in the position to pursue another job opportunity. The downtown entertainment venue topped $8 million in adjusted gross income last year for the first time. Assistant GM Bo Sutherland will serve as interim GM until the facility hires a permanent replacement. Illinois Senate Republicans want to lower property taxes for seniors. Republican State Senator Chris Balkema, representing a rural area northeast of Peoria, introduced a bill making it easier for seniors to keep homestead exemptions.
The person who hits the age of 65 to qualify for the Senior Citizens Homestead Exemption Act to not have to go back to the courthouse or to the assessor, wherever the assessor is, and prove that they didn't get younger every year.
Senate Republicans also introduced a bill for seniors who completely paid for their house to no longer get a property tax bill. I'm Rich Drager.
Let's get into world sports. John Michael there, the guy who knows sports, been there, done that with all the details. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Raji. We're going to talk a little bit about the stakes. The stakes. It was actually the Preakness. Napoleon Solo, he is a brilliantly fast 2-year-old who struggled this year to keep him out of the Kentucky Derby, returned to top form on Saturday and won the 26 Preakness Stakes. Sent off at more than 7-1. Napoleon Solo paid $17.80 to win. Taj Mahal, the local hope, who was a post-time favorite at 9-2, finished 10th. Wow, what a letdown.
Disappointing that is.
More than 13 lengths behind, so they were not happy with him or her. In Major League Baseball action yesterday, the White Sox beat the Cubs 9-8 in 10 innings. Royals 2, the Cards nothing. Phillies beat the Pirates 6-0. The Guardians over the Reds 10-3. The Mets 7, the Yankees 6, and the Twins beat the Brewers 5-4. The Peoria Chiefs on Saturday, they got beat 17-5 at Supply Stadium by the Sky Carp. Then yesterday, the series finale, it was the Chiefs losing to the Sky Carps again 9-7. This week's homestand against Cedar Rapids at Dozer Park begins on Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. That's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. The Men's City Golf Stroke Play Tournament took place over the weekend. As of Saturday, the leading 4 golfers were Scott Fegley, John Ergott, Brian Davis, and Shane Cunningham. On Sunday, Shane Cunningham secured a 4th place finish in the Men's City Tournament at age 15. And the sea flight competitor,
That's kinda
Colin
young.
Cunningham, held a 2-stroke lead after Saturday's round and ultimately claimed the sea flight championship.
That's pretty young.
So his little
Oh,
brother.
wow.
Yeah, Shane's 15 and Colin is 13.
How do
And
you?
That's
I thought you had to
wonderful.
be older to be in a stroke tournament.
You can, depends on what kind of stroke we're talking about.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
what are we talking? I thought these guys had
that-
just one
that
arm kind
is,
of dangling. And,
Yeah, and they smell toast a lot. Yeah,
They
that's
smell?
right. That's right.
wow, I never knew we had a tournament like. Well, that's nice
Yeah,
that we
there
do
you
that
go.
for
And that's a men's
our stroke
tournament.
patients.
That's right.
That's the
So
men's
just
circuit.
all
Where
for-
are they playing at?
They played at
Newman?
They played at Newman first day, and then at Kellogg day 2.
When do they, the third
They're-
day over to
they're done.
Wheatie?
Yeah, over at Wheatie. Yeah, and if you get it in the clown's nose, you win.
Is that is that a Chinese term or that Indian?
Wheatie?
Wheatie, yeah.
No, that's TP you're thinking of.
Oh,
isn't it?
okay.
Is that it? Yeah, it may be a Wheatie TP. Say that real fast.
What about Weepee?
We
There you go.
wigwam. I just didn't know. The doctor said you're just 2 tenths. I didn't know if I was a wigwam or a teepee.
Very good, very
just
good.
said
See, you should be
you're
doing
just-
the things at the end of my
you're
news
just too
reports.
tense.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Metamora emerged victorious in Mid-Illini track meet held last week despite a 60-minute lightning delay at East Side Center that affected attendance. Morton secured a second place and Limestone finished third in competitive 18 field. The highlight of the meet was Dunlap sophomore Patrick Peterson, who set a new meet record in the discus throw with a distance of 58.13 meters. You know how far that is?
No.
No.
190 feet.
Wow.
Yes, wow.
He
That-
threw a
that
javelin?
is-
No, not a javelin, a discus.
That
Oh,
is
oh,
huge.
wow.
He was at least 30 feet ahead of the next competitor.
That is amazing.
He set a new record in the discus, and also a shot put of 18.04 meters. Have you ever been to a track meet and you've
Yeah.
seen where
Yeah.
there's a rim at the end of where they
Right.
throw? He threw it past that. He threw it past.
Who's
the
this guy?
outside.
Who's this guy?
He's a sophomore at Dunlap. He's
Wow.
seated third in the nation right now as a sophomore in high school. Third in
Well,
the
he'll
nation.
get a scholarship to some big university with a
think-
track program.
Absolutely. But he's a big boy, big fella too. I mean, muscular, not
Yeah.
not,
Well,
not
he,
porky big.
he certainly isn't Barney Fife. There's
No,
no question
definitely
about
not.
that.
Peoria Notre Dame girls soccer team has temporarily lost its freshman phenom. PJStar.com reports that Peoria Notre Dame star defender Sienna Jones has been named to the USA national team under 15 squad that will play a pair of friendlies next week in Europe. USA will face the Netherlands on May 20th and Germany on May 24th in those two matches. And Stone will miss Notre Dame's regional round of the IHSA playoffs. She'll be scheduled to return in time for sectionals. So,
You know,
Congratulations to her.
John, that's what makes this program so unique and special. You don't get that kind of information even on television, news or sports.
not
I mean, we're cutting edge, ladies and gentlemen.
we can hurt you.
Yeah, yeah.
We can hurt you.
It's just amazing the information we provide.
Okay, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the Bears, okay?
No, I
Just give me
really don't
3
want
minutes.
to.
You don't want to?
No, go
really
ahead.
Well, the Bears are back, baby. And
Oh,
just like
yeah.
that friend who shows up uninvited but somehow still gets all the attention, they're strutting into prime time like they own the place, and this is true. The NFL clearly thinks this chaotic circus NFL team has some serious intrigue, slapping them into 7 standalone windows because who doesn't love a good train wreck?
Yeah.
So they're going to be on TV 7 times
Yeah.
in prime time.
You know, wouldn't you equate them with the Cubs being America's team? I know Ted Turner tried to make the Atlanta Braves, and that didn't work. But the Cubs are favorites wherever they play.
Well,
they bring the best.
They bring the
Yeah.
crowd, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
And I
Everybody
think the
wants to see
Bears feel that, you know, because of movies like The Bad News Bears and Mike Ditka, William Perry, remember the refrigerator? They've been maybe not a big winning team, but they just are colorful, I guess the best
Super
way
Bowl
to put it.
shuffle. That was huge.
Yeah, you're right. They were the first NFL team, and maybe the first sports team that put together a musical group.
They did a music
Yeah,
video.
that was fun.
It was
Yeah,
Those were
it
fun
was.
times.
Yeah.
And then what
You
happened?
gotta pull that up. See if you can find that. It was
Haven't seen it.
catchy. It was a lot of fun.
What was it called? The
Super Bowl shuffle.
Okay.
The Super
See
Bowl
if it-
shuffle. Anywho,
Yes.
that is my sports story. And I do have a final,
Oh my Lord!
Okay.
I can't wait,
you
but
ready?
I will. I'm
Are you
ready.
ready?
We're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
Scientists have now developed a baby AI robot. Its first words was, "I want my data."
Oh, I see. Is that DHA?
You know that,
Okay.
and that
okay.
I think that's about the best I can
Is that
do.
the best you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do? A dead
yeah,
bell?
yeah. You know, I thought about judges. What do you think? The judges.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah, I know.
just breaks my
Because
heart.
you spent a lot of time finding that.
Well, I made all these up
Oh,
by looking
okay.
them up
Do
on
you?
the internet. Well, if you've
Okay.
been poked in the eye, though, there's good news, and now there's a web page that can help. Users are calling it a site for sore eyes. Is that a better one?
That
I don't know better.
oh, the bell doesn't say.
Bell doesn't. Screw the bell.
What do they call these dad jokes now?
Yeah. Somebody just called and said,
No, they
John ought to be on the stage.
out of town. That's right. I know that.
One leaves in a half hour, be on it. Another one said, be under it.
Well, I did get done in time.
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
That's right.
Very good job. Very good job.
It's not easy anymore.
That's better.
No.
By the way, I think marketing agency in Peoria listens to our show. They had a commercial for Uftrings, and they used my bell.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, don't you think we ought to get paid?
You get
They
residuals,
stole
yeah.
our bell for
Yeah.
the commercial.
You said Ma Bell. I thought that you were.
Yeah, well, that's
phone.
another.
Phone.
Anyway. All right, let's get into the news. Then we're going to talk to former Congressman Ray LaHood, so stay tuned for that. And the news at the bottom of the hour brought to you by Bob Manning, Senior Vice President, Financial Advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley. For all your investment needs, think about this name, Bob Manning. Nice guy. 309-671-4653. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Now with our headlines, here's Terry Chamberlain.
High school graduation ceremonies in Peoria are different today in many ways from years ago. Saturday, all of the high schools, Richwards, Monroe, and Central, held their individual commencement exercises at the Peoria Civic Center. But things did not go well. Fights broke out, and police had to intervene, arresting 5 adults and a 15-year-old. One of those charged was a graduate. They've been charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest. District 150 officials decided to hold graduation for Peoria's high schools at the Civic Center several years ago. Reportedly, the fights took place as graduating seniors from one school were leaving while those attending the next ceremony were arriving. Don't be surprised if we learn this week the United States and Israel have resumed airstrikes against Iran. President Trump has indicated he's losing patience with Iran as that country fails to reach a deal to bring peace in the Middle East. Many political observers believe Iran's leaders are dragging their feet and have no intention of giving up their power. Trump says the clock is ticking, and so are the tickers on bombs targeted for Iran. We're going to talk about this and other political subjects with former Congressman Ray LaHood very shortly. Voters in Kentucky go to the polls tomorrow. Republicans will determine whether to support former Navy SEAL Captain Ed Galbraith or incumbent Thomas Massie. President Trump has endorsed the military veteran over Massie, who's consistently voted against Trump on a variety of issues. They had a big celebration yesterday in Washington, D.C. Not many in the media covered it, but Fox did, as faith leaders, government officials, and Americans gathered on the National Mall for what was called Rededicated 250. Thousands came from all across the country to show their love for God and country.
Did you watch any of it on Fox News?
No, I don't get
Pretty-
Fox News anymore.
Pretty impressive event, and one of many to come as we celebrate our 250th anniversary.
2 Navy fighter jets collided midair during an air show in Idaho, and all 4 crew members of the 2 planes were able to parachute to safety. It happened at the Gunfighter Skies Air Show held in Mountain Home, about 43 miles east of Boise, Idaho. We talked to retired Navy pilot Dick Crane. He gave us some details about what's involved in an injector seat.
They were kind of explosive details.
Yeah, very, very. In local news, the 15th annual St. Jude Corvette Drive to Memphis raised more than $750,000 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. According to Mike McCoy, more than 140 Corvettes participated in this year's fundraising event. Since it started in 2012, the Corvette drivers have raised more than $4 million to support care and treatment for children with cancer.
I wonder if you were driving down the road coming toward them, what your reaction? 140, I guess they're
Pretty
all...
impressive. Oh, they go together.
Yeah,
Yep.
And they all have a shield on the side that says St. Jude.
they do.
Yeah.
So,
Hard to get it on sometimes because they're magnetic.
And most
Cars
and Corvettes are
plastic,
fiberglass.
yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know how they get them on there,
but they do.
but they do, and it is impressive.
It is, as well as it should be.
I've seen them. Yeah.
Last Friday, graduation ceremonies were held for 18 members of the Peoria Fire Academy class of 2026 at the Gateway building on the riverfront. 14 of the graduates will go work at the Peoria Fire Department. The other 4 will report to neighboring communities. The graduates successfully completed 12 weeks of training.
You know, the Fire Academy, is it still out on Galena Road?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, interestingly, in the beginning, they used to require participants in the Fire Academy to jump out of that window to the net below.
Oh,
And
really?
I think when I asked Sean Solberger, the police chief, about it, he said they don't do it anymore.
Because the net broke.
But yeah,
No.
No.
Have you ever been in there?
no, I haven't.
I've had the opportunity to tour that one time. It's quite a place, with the part that burns.
Yeah, because it artificially gets on fire or something, doesn't it? They have smoke
Yes.
and stuff in there?
Right. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. They showed it to us before, and then they showed us how the.
Did you have like a gas mask or something?
No,
Or did
no.
you-
We walked through when it wasn't burning, and then
Oh, okay.
then they set it on fire, and then they.
And then,
put
then
people
they have to
through.
rebuild it every time they...
They don't have to rebuild it.
Oh, no? They,
No,
okay.
they
Oh, it's
put-
fake. Oh.
It's not a fake. No, it's real. It's definitely a real building.
Well, no, the building is, but the
Yeah.
fire's not.
Oh, the fire's fake, not fake. No,
okay.
it's real.
it's real.
It's
Well, they
real.
don't burn the place down and rebuild it
No,
each
they don't
time.
burn it down.
This is it. And they build it again?
They burn the interior.
Do they really use, I haven't seen, I mean, I don't get down there that often, but it seems like you used to see activity down there, but I haven't.
Well, you need to get down there more often, buddy.
Yeah, well, how'd you get
And
a
that's
tour?
primarily because it burned down so many
Oh,
times.
yeah, they tired of rebuilding it.
Yeah. All right, are you done?
Yes, we're
I
done.
wasn't even on. I didn't think. I was just talking.
All right, we have the weather brought to you by Advanced Medical Transport, the premier provider of emergency and scheduled ambulance service in central, western, and eastern Illinois. There are more than 500, count them, AMT employees, men and women, dedicated to offering and providing the best in healthcare. And boy, are they ever good and have been for years. Saving lives is what they do.
Cloudy, windy today, Roger. Showers tonight, rain tomorrow, 81 today, 68 tonight, 78 tomorrow. Wednesday is going to be sunny and nice. High around 68. Ought to be a beautiful day on Wednesday. Thursday, sunny and 70, and Friday, cloudy and 74. But you know what? That can change. I don't know. We'll have to ask Kyle. I don't think you can go out a week. That's a long time to, 73
done?
now. So, jeez.
Yes, he is. Because
done.
we have former Congressman Ray
Yes,
LaHood on the line. Good morning, Ray.
Morning.
We're kind of mentally out of rhythm, so bear with us at any rate. Let's talk about President Trump's visit to China. Worthwhile? Did anything meaningful get accomplished other than
Well, I
some
think the
glad
fact
handing?
that two of the world's leaders, top leaders, two most powerful countries in the world, two of the most powerful economies in the world met is very, very important. I think Boeing obviously benefited from the visit because China is going to buy airplanes from Boeing, and traditionally they bought their planes from Airbus. So I think that's a breakthrough. Some of the other leaders that were there, I think probably benefited, and we'll know more about that as time goes on in terms of what agreements were reached. I think if the headline is correct, which it probably isn't, but it looks like maybe she got the better of Trump on the Taiwan issue in terms of hands off, United States hands off, leave it up to us, kind of a routine. And frankly, again, if the articles are correct, if the news reports are correct, it looks like, maybe Trump was making noises about not selling arms to Taiwan, and that would not be good, in my opinion. But I think overall, it's always important for these leaders to stay in touch with one another and to communicate with one another, and to kind of, get a sense of what they're thinking about. And so in that sense, I think it was a good visit and an important visit.
Ray, I'm somewhat of a student of body language, and I get the impression the two leaders, unless they're very good at being deceptive, and they probably are, I got the impression they kind of like each other.
Well, I think they're both, cut from the same kind of personality. They both have the same kind of personality, and I think in that sense they seem to get along pretty well with one another. And she and the China government really literally not only rolled out the red carpet, but they did everything that you would expect from a country like China to give the warmest welcome possible to the President of the United States.
Well, what's going to happen, and I think something is within a week, 2 weeks, are we going to see the resumption of military action against Iran? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that this was ill-planned, and to be honest, I don't think the Trump administration knows which direction to go on this. I noticed that Trump was threatening Iran again and talking about going in militarily. These Iranians, they're tough. They're tough customers. They really are. They've been around a long time. They've survived a lot of different leaders from different countries. Their goal is to destroy Israel. They kill their own people who protest. They're really bad people, and I think it's difficult for the Trump administration and the Trump team to figure out exactly what to do. I think, you can only cry wolf so much, and I think Trump continuing to cry wolf and to say that he's going to go back in and act militarily, if he keeps saying that, he better do it and figure out a way to bring them down in a way that they haven't seen before. Maybe that's the only thing that they'll understand. But the tactics that have been used so far are not successful. And the American people have lost patience, particularly when it comes to gas prices, particularly when it comes to prices at the grocery counter, and they're just not. I don't think the American people are going to continue to want to put up with the kind of impact that it's had on their pocketbooks.
Well, there's no question about that, and I know you're opposed to a suggestion that states like California and Illinois suspend the gas tax, since California is, I think, close to 70 cents per gallon, and Illinois, I think, is around 66 cents. You don't want to rob Paul to pay Peter, but that's been one of the suggestions, that there be a moratorium on gas tax. But you need that for bridges and roads and highways.
Well, look at Roger. All you have to do is get in your car and drive around Central Illinois, and know that Illinois is being back to one big pothole right now. And there is a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of work going on, but that's as a result of the taxes that are being paid at the pump. And to suspend those means you're going to suspend the kind of maintenance that needs to be done on our roads and bridges to keep them in a state of good repair and safe.
Yeah, no question. But Ray, can you explain why? I have a son that lives and works in Bettendorf, Iowa, and he says the gas in Iowa is around $1 less than what it is in Illinois.
Well, we faced that before, Roger, when I was at the Department of Transportation, and gas prices got very high, oil prices got very high. People wanted to know if there was anything we could do about it, and there's very little. Frankly, there's very little the federal government can do about gas prices, except as it relates to, what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz and getting that, transportation opened up and getting that oil delivered around the world. I can't account for why one state's gasoline is lower than the other, except maybe Iowa doesn't charge as much for their state taxes. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know.
Well, I know this. I decided Saturday to see what it would take if I went to work this morning by bicycle. I got the Pinecrest and called AMT. So
the other thing Roger, the other thing I don't recommend is that you drive to Bettendorf to buy a tank of gas.
I found that out. I had to refuel in Woodhall, Illinois on the way back.
We told him the same thing
Yeah.
before he left.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, we know one thing. We know things are not going well, and unless we get the gas price per gallon down before November of this year, we're going to see a political bloodbath for the Republican Party.
Well, look at, the Trump administration believes they can change these districts all over the country, and that's going to help them win the elections. But what wins elections is people's feelings about their pocketbook on Election Day. And President Trump ran on the idea of beating Harris, and he beat her on the economy. That's what he beat her on. He said he was going to make sure inflation would come down, and he talked about the price of groceries and the price of a dozen eggs, and on and on and on. And that's what helped win him the election. Obviously, Harris was a flawed candidate, but look at the economy is the issue. And when you go to fill your car up,
You're right.
and it costs you $50, $60, $70 to do that, that's going to have an impact. I don't see any way how Republicans can hold the U.S. House of Representatives. I just don't. I think if the Strait of Hormuz was open today, I don't know if gas prices would come down that quickly. And look at Trump. Trump's going to take the fall for this, and Republicans are too. And there's a good chance the Senate could go Democratic also. So this is we're in a bad time right now.
Well, I'd like to end on a high note. Rather than that, have you anything positive to say to our listeners this morning?
The Cubs are doing very well, thank you very much, and so are the White Sox.
Yes.
The White Sox are winning this year. I know you.
Yeah.
You probably don't have any White Sox fans.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, we do, yeah.
Dr. Gene Sidler and his wife were at the game yesterday. So
Yeah, I know. I heard Dr. Sidler was going to the game. Yeah, Does that mean he's the White Sox? He's both, right?
Yeah, he's from Lansing, Illinois, and he and his family, growing up, used to go to Comiskey Park all the time. So they are doing well. They took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, but the Cubs are still in first place. So go.
And let me just announce something else that may come as a surprise. There's a lot of talk in Springfield for the next couple of weeks before the legislature adjourns. They have to finish their budget. But one of the other things they need to finish is make sure the Bears stay in Illinois.
Yes,
I believe the Bears will definitely stay in Illinois. They're not going to Indiana, number one. Number two, I think they may end up in Arlington Heights. I think if the people in Chicago had their way, they'd stay in Chicago. But clearly, the McCaskey family has put a lot of money into Arlington Heights, and it looks like they're going to build a stadium there. But the best news is the Bears will always be the Chicago Bears, and they will always be in the Chicago area.
Yeah, the sound, the Gary Bears, or East Gary, Indiana Bears, that doesn't ring true.
Gary Bears.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Care Bear.
Yeah, the Care Bear. Yeah, that's right. Ray, it's always a pleasure talking to you, my friend.
We did end on a positive note, right?
Yes, we certainly did. Go Bears. Thanks, Ray.
Okay, take care.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Former Congressman Ray LaHood. And we're going to talk to Mike McCoy about the Corvette drive. But first, this message.
To every referee, umpire, and judge in high school sports, we want to say, we see you.
We see everything you do for us that goes unnoticed.
We see the positive role models that you are.
We see the way you get unfairly criticized just for doing your job.
The truth is, we couldn't play without you.
So, thank you for investing your time in us.
Thank you for protecting the integrity of the game, no matter what.
We hope you always know how much we appreciate you.
Because without you, this is just recess. It's not really a game.
Thank you for always making it possible for us to play the sports we love.
Want to serve the students in your community? Sign up to become an official at highschoolofficials.com.
All right, how about a check of the weather at, what do we have, 7:52.
Just cloudy today, Roger. Showers, and tonight some rain. Right now it's 73.
Well, can I tell you a quick story, you guys?
Yes,
what happened
sure.
over the weekend?
Yes, I want to hear a quick story.
Picked up my granddaughter Molly because she
Molly.
wanted to get something to eat, so I took her from her house over to McDonald's out there and
No food at home?
Trace.
No food at home?
No, there's
Okay.
definitely never food at home.
Okay.
Anyway, the whole idea was she's now big enough to sit in the front seat.
Oh.
By her,
Really? How
without
old is
any
she?
cars. She's 11.
11,
You know, and
okay.
it seems that she's transitioned to the front, and she
That's
wanted
great.
to. So anyway, we got the food, and we were coming back, and we were going east on War Memorial Drive, and got just about to where the railroad tracks are there.
East on War.
East War. You know, we're out at near.
There's no railroad tracks on War Memorial
No,
Drive.
they go underneath. They go
Oh.
underneath. There's a, there,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
go over the
Okay.
viaduct.
Okay.
Anyway, there's this guy standing out in the middle of the street in the lanes on the other side, and he's kicking something on the ground, and people are driving around him.
Oh, jeez.
And Molly goes, "What in the world's going on there, Pap?" And I said, "Well, let's check it out." We got a little closer. She goes, "There's a turtle in the middle of the street."
Oh, really?
And she goes, he's trying to get it off the street, but every time that he had sandals on, every time he tried to kick it, this thing would snap at him. And
Oh,
this thing was
gosh.
probably, I'd say, maybe 16, 18 inches around. It was a big turtle.
Well, that's an
Pretty
old
good
one
turtle.
then.
It's an old one, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I said, "Do you want to help him?" She goes, "Yeah." So I pulled over and blocked both lanes so that he wouldn't have
Really?
to dodge traffic.
Well, look at you,
And
the turtle
so
saver.
that's right.
Yeah.
We saved a turtle.
Yeah.
That guy tried a dozen times to pick it up and just couldn't do it. So finally, he was able to grab it by the tail.
No
Oh,
kidding.
really?
Grabbed
I
the
didn't think
tail
you
and
could.
took
Yeah.
it over. Well, he certainly wasn't going to touch anywhere else.
Yeah.
That neck came out about
Yeah.
12
Wow.
inches. And he dropped it into the ravine, and people honked their horns, flashed their lights.
Did they really?
Yeah,
No
Did you get his
kidding.
name? Did
Yeah,
you?
no, I think they just want me to leave.
It's just.
I was blocking both lanes. And so he
Well, that's
got
nice.
back in his car and gave me the thumbs up. And
Well, good for you. That's
how's
a
that?
good
The
human
turtle
interest
saviors.
story.
I didn't know we had turtles that big here.
Yeah, no, it wasn't an escapee from the zoo or anything,
I
was it?
don't know. It might have been. He had a patch over his
Did
eye.
he have an orange suit on?
Oh, actually, he did. He had an orange
Well,
shell.
he might have been an
So
escapee.
it said DOC on the back. I don't know. I thought that meant Doc, but obviously it doesn't.
Where exactly did this happen?
We were just coming back from McDonald's at War Memorial Drive and Willow Knolls Road, bearing Trace there, and we were coming east, and we just got past the Arby's there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was in the left-hand lanes, so been in the westbound lanes, and people were driving around this guy in the middle of the street.
How long did it take for that to get where he was? I mean,
you
they're
know
not
what?
fast
I don't
movers.
know how he got
Yeah.
there without getting hit.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know where he went afterwards because the guy just kind of gave him a toss into the weeds.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And I imagine it scampered down, but
Have you ever had terrapin soup? What's terrapin soup? It's turtle
You
soup.
know, is there a chance that he was part of the Turtles?
yes, he might have been.
Remember when the Turtles got together and sang Happy Together?
Yeah, really happy.
I love to see if I could just get a suit like that. I
If
wouldn't
I should call you up in best design,
Yeah.
and you say you belong to me,
Flowing Eddie.
use the mind, imagine how the world could be.
The turtles?
Very fun, so happy together.
I did not know that.
Great song.
Great song. 1950s.
Oh, 67.
The guy with the big tail.
So it was Raphael, and Donatello. Wait a minute.
Talking about a different type of
Oh, that's different.
Great hairstyle. Looks a lot like. No, I think it looks like Dr. Sidney.
The other guy's the real guy that's got the horns.
Were they English?
In fact, I've seen him on tour twice. These two.
The originals or
Well, two of them. Those two right there. Those two.
So Flo's a guy, right? That's short for Florentine. What's it?
He sells progressive insurance on the side.
No, he doesn't. It's Flo. What's his real name? That's got to be short for. No, Flo.
Flo Shrimp.
That's Polish.
That's different too. Roger, I like. I wanted to mention this earlier. I like the shirt you have on. It's very kind of retro bowling shirt or whatever. No, I mean it as a compliment.
Bowling?
No, I mean it as a compliment.
I know it. I like his initial there.
I like
Zen.
and you have it monogrammed, and
Right.
it's a really cool shirt. I'm serious. I'm not making fun.
Hey,
I think it's a neat looking shirt.
Well, thank you. I
If
appreciate
it was
it.
my size, I'd probably make a trade. But
Third barrel at Goodwill.
Wow, you went deep into that.
yeah,
barrel.
you got the expensive. You got the 50-cent one.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Hey, we have Mike McCoy on the line this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Wonderful. How'd the Corvette drive go? I read some of the details, and it was smashing success, was it not?
You know, it was. We had 142 Corvettes, about 315 people leaving from 7 different cities and converging in Dyersburg on Thursday night, then on to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital Friday morning, where we got to do tours and everything else and meet with everybody, and got to present Ike Anad, who is the head of ALSAC, a check for $750,000.
Oh, my goodness. That's unbelievable.
That's a year's worth of work for Rob.
Now, what were the 2 towns where you robbed the banks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you what, If I thought we could get away with it to give money to St. Jude, I'd probably do it.
Yeah. The Robin Hood of St. Jude, Mike McCoy. Tell us how you dealt. Were all the cars together the whole time, or did once in a while somebody pass somebody in the line? How'd you manage to stay together?
So we had about 48 cars from Peoria. We divided into 3 groups.
Okay.
And we stay together. Each group stays together about 20 minutes apart. We stop in Benton, Illinois, where the Elks Club and the Chamber of Commerce has a big lunch for us at their house there, their barn, whatever it is, and then with the other cities all leave at different times. And like I said, we all meet in Dyersburg on Thursday night, where Mayor John Holden and a group of his buddies cook fish and French fries and everything for us in their big, they have what they call the Lanham Center, and it's like our Civic Center, only to a smaller degree. And so we have a big meeting there in that big room, and that's very nice of him and his buddies to do that, and the people in Dyersburg, the Mid-South Corvette people are there. Then we get up in the morning, and there's 142 Corvettes altogether. AI says that's 3.8 miles worth of Corvettes. Then we have about eight vehicles from the other cities in Peoria following in vans and cars as support vehicles. And we go and we travel through St. Jude, and all the employees come out with signs and welcome us. And then with the tours, everybody gets to tour, and then the thing's over.
And then you're on your own when you're on the way back.
On the way back, you're on your own. 12 of us stopped down in Vienna, Illinois, and had a great big cottage with 8 bedrooms and about 3 different stories where we stayed and had a good time until yesterday afternoon. And we drove home.
Totally, let's see, was it 2012 when you started this? I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Totally, how much?
This was a 50.
Go ahead.
This was the 15th annual drive, correct?
Yeah. Totally, what have you contributed to St. Jude Research Hospital?
With yesterday's thing, that made for the drive alone over $4 million.
Amazing.
And if you add the ride in it, which is in September, and of course the runs, which is in August, right now the total stands at about $118 million.
It's absolutely amazing. Anything new?
And the run.
Go ahead.
I said the run coming up this year, we should top 100 million this year in the run alone.
This is just remarkable. Any medical news, new medical news out of St. Jude? Any information you could share with our listeners?
Yeah, I can share that they've just they just completed their second 15-story building. They got 2 of them together now that they just completed in the last 3 years, totally dedicated to research. And that's what they do in those buildings. It's unbelievable, and they're just starting another one. So out of their 70 acres and 4,500 employees, they're one of the leading children's research hospitals in the world. And they have offices and fundraising events all over the country. And now in 146 other countries, they're treating kids also.
It's amazing, and I know many of the children who are undergoing treatment at the Memphis Hospital are from all over the world, not just the United States. And the connection with other countries, thanks to St. Jude, is absolutely amazing.
It is amazing, and the difference between St. Jude and every place else is no child or family pays for travel, care, housing, or food, and that makes it a big difference when you get the leading research in the world combined with not having to pay as you do at other places. It makes a big difference.
Are we going to see an increase in the number of children diagnosed with cancer and other catastrophic childhood diseases, spending more time now going to Memphis for state-of-the-art care?
Well, I think that's going to be up to, the individual families. I think, when you can go to Memphis and get the leading care in the world on a daily basis at no charge, that will surely incentivize some families to do that. There are other places, you can get good care also, though, but not paying at St. Jude is a big difference.
Yeah, and that really hasn't been clarified since the announcement of, you might say, discharging, dismissal, the termination of the agreement of St. Francis. That is yet to be clarified as to whether or not all children will be free care in Peoria or not. And as you said, that's up to the families to find the answers to that question. If we go to Memphis, the care is free, if you stay in Peoria, is it free or not? And that needs to be clarified.
Well, I think it's been clarified, just not talked about.
Yes, but we will on this program. Anyway, importantly, the wonderful volunteers with General McCoy in charge, leading the charge, you might say. Everything is go for the usual fundraising activities, including, I believe, the 1st of August is a telethon on WEEK.
Exactly right. This isn't going to affect the fundraising in Peoria one bit. In fact, it's probably going to enhance it. After reading a lot of what's been written, the people are still excited about St. Jude. They know what we do at Memphis. All the money raised by any organization goes to a central depository, and then it's doled out. St. Jude is no different than anybody else. All the money that raises go to Memphis. Some people do it a little different, but the business model is the same everywhere. So we have a building out now. We're just taking charge of. It's been renovated out at 1320 West Commerce, out behind the North Kroger on North Knoxville. We have a staff of 12 people there that are going to continue to raise money. The telethon's on, the golf tournament's on. We just had the gala and raised $1.2 million in one night at the gala at the Paradise. We just did the drive. The run's coming up in August. September's got the the motorcycles, and then we also now have a Jeep Creep that's going to go to Memphis.
We have a guy in the studio who was many years ago a part of the Teen March. John Meisinger, you had the big Danny Thomas button on your shirt. How old were you, and what school were you going to?
I think I was 15 or 16, and probably closer to 16. But I was going to Peoria High School, and each school had a group that they put out, and we went from door to door, as you well know, Mike, and shook hands and asked for money. And
yeah. You guys were a little nicer at school. I was told by Jim Aloof, my dad, to go knock on neighbors' doors.
Well, we all had a certain military-style homes where certain people had the authority to tell us what to do and when to do it. And we did it
frequently. Frequently.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, the events to raise money to help families where they receive no invoices, no bills for the free care, and among the most wonderful protocols to help save lives of children continues at the St. Jude Research Hospital, Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Is the building completed that you mentioned, the 15-story, or are they still?
No, they're both done now, and I think they have one more floor to build out. They've already occupied both parts of the building, and then they got the third one that they're just starting to build. And like I said, those aren't beds for people or kids or anything. Those are for the research of childhood cancer, sickle cell anemia, the bird flu. They're doing it all there, and that's why it's so important that we continue to support it.
That's right. Well, keep us informed. Let us know when your new facility is completed, and we can give everybody an update on what's happening in Peoria on behalf of the Children's Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. As always, Mike, by the way, where'd you get the Corvette? Do you have a Corvette, or did you borrow somebody's?
No, I had a beautiful Corvette, and I sold it this year, and I drove my brother's. He had a
2007 anniversary edition, and it was the seat was a little larger and it was nicer to ride in.
Yeah, definitely get better as the newer they are. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
So I had a couple I could take, and I borrowed my brother's, and I think there's another one on the horizon for me too.
Okay, great.
Good for you.
As
Go
always,
for it.
congratulations on another great, successful Corvette drive, and keep us up to date, my friend.
I will. Thanks, Roger. Thanks, guys.
Okay,
See
care,
you,
thanks,
everybody.
man.
See you, Terry, John. Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Mike McCoy. Hey, we're a little reminder. I need to get in the FCC requirement. You're having breakfast with Roger and Friends on WACU FM 90.7 in Peoria, Illinois. It is, holy cow, sports fans, 8:09, time for the news. With the weather, brought to you by Sam Lilly and Associates, providing a comprehensive range of insurance products, including personal auto, home life, and medical coverage. Sam specializes in Medicare plans and options, something that he's been doing now during his 40 years in the business. Sam knows insurance, and you can reach Sam Lilly today at 309-245-4374.
Mostly cloudy with wind and rain today, Roger. Warming up to 81 degrees. Possible showers tonight, but mostly early tomorrow morning. Overnight low 68. The rain continues tomorrow, high 78. Tomorrow night cloudy, low 52. Thursday, sunny and 70, and Friday, cloudy, 74. Right now, 73 at the wazoo.
And now more news, and the news service of your Morton Community Banks. Over 50 branches across Illinois. Hometown banks, FDIC insured, so your deposits are safe and secure. Look for the clock tower, and you'll know they have time for you, and we have time for the news with Terry and Terry reporting.
High school graduation ceremonies in Peoria are different today in many ways from years ago. Saturday, all of the high schools, Richwoods Manual and Central, held their individual commencement exercises at the Peoria Civic Center. Things did not go well. A number of fights broke out, and police had to intervene, arresting 5 adults and a 15-year-old juvenile. One of those charged was a graduate. They've been charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest.
District 150 officials decided to hold graduation for Peoria's high schools at the Civic Center several years ago. They may want to reconsider those plans. Reportedly, the fights took place as graduating seniors from one school were leaving, while those attending the next ceremony were arriving. John Meisinger, long-time Peoria educator and former principal at Richwood High School, gave us some insight about the joy of planning graduation earlier today. Basically, he said, quote, "It's my fault, I'm sorry," end quote. I think
How
that's
true
what he
that
said.
is. I said that a lot.
I think that's what he said.
Well, we all
I said
did.
that a lot.
Don't be surprised if we learn this week the United States and Israel have resumed airstrikes against Iran. President Trump has indicated he's losing patience with Iran as that country fails to reach a deal to bring peace to the Middle East. Many political observers believe Iran's leaders are dragging their feet and have no intention of giving up their power. Trump says the clock is ticking, and so are the tickers from bombs targeted for Iran.
Voters in Kentucky go to the polls tomorrow. Republicans will determine whether to support former Navy SEAL Captain Ed Galrain or incumbent Thomas Massie. President Trump's endorsed the military veteran over Massie, who's consistently voted against Trump on a variety of issues. Massie currently holds a slim lead, if you believe political polls.
They had a big celebration yesterday in Washington, D.C. Not many in the media covered it, but Fox did, as faith leaders, government officials, and Americans gathered on the National Mall for what was called Rededicated 250. Thousands came from all across the country to show their love for God and for country. Chris Tomlin, Grammy Award-winning Christian artist, sang, and speakers included evangelist Franklin Graham, Dr. Ben Carson, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
I didn't follow it real close, but redirected 250. What's that? What's the 250 mean?
To our country's 250th anniversary.
Oh, of course. Jeez, I don't know.
I thought you were talking about Ben Carson because he so
what?
put you to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get to see him.
Yeah.
Hopefully he was
You know,
inspiring.
I
he
first-
was
Smart
very,
guy, but,
oh my goodness,
but
yes.
very,
He, I first got acquainted with him on the Robert Schuller Crystal Cathedral program. He was a frequent guest. He is, I believe, by his medical specialty, a pediatric cardiologist.
It's remarkable.
I believe that's
he's
true.
a remarkable
Yes.
man. Say he was put in the position of HUD, and that was like a round peg trying to get into a square hole. That's not what he was cut
It
out
just
for.
reminds me of that cartoon character, the sloth. That,
Oh, yeah.
Moves so slowly. But I guess that's just
That's
his
his
personality.
personality,
And you
Well,
gotta
I
get to
tell you
know it.
what, if a guy's heart surgeon, you don't want him to come in. Hey, okay, let's go.
No, you're
Let's
exactly
everybody
right, I
take that.
understand.
Hey, yeah, have we got all the tools?
Scalpel.
Is my nurse here? Versus
Little
a guy
tiny
that comes
hearts.
in
Little
and says,
teeny tiny hearts. Yeah.
"Good morning, people."
He's good. He's good. But I just,
Yeah.
Two Navy fighter jets collided midair during an air show in Idaho, and all 4 members of the 2 planes were able to parachute out safely. Ejected. It happened at the Gunfighter Skies Air Show held in Mountain Home. That's about 43 miles east of Boise, Idaho. Graphic video coverage of the near tragedy can be seen on the internet. It's pretty cool looking.
It is.
I thought it was fake when I first saw it. I thought it was somebody
Did
doing
you
some,
really?
Yeah,
It,
some
it
AI
looked like
stuff.
maybe a war game on a video.
It did. It didn't look real. I
yeah.
thought that's why I thought it was
And
fake.
and you know they came together almost like they were magnets.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, they parted, and within seconds, those guys were out of those planes.
Yeah.
so were they, I got to ask, because I haven't seen it, were they flying close to each other or were they
I don't
flying
know.
into each other?
Yes,
Head on?
the latter.
they
The
went
guy
flat with
came.
each other.
The guy came behind the other plane, and that's when they collided. And why he didn't see him? You know, they were flying so fast, everything was split second. You know, suddenly you're there. It's
Yeah.
kind of like on I-74.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
you look
the-
in your rearview mirror and
Yeah,
it's there.
here's
Yes, it is.
that
You're right.
happened to me this morning. Next thing I knew, there was a guy in a pickup truck, and I said, "Where in the world did he come from?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But that wasn't split second.
No,
No,
still.
you'd passed out for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was on the way here.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You'd fallen asleep for a little while.
Yeah, you don't want to continue.
I
to
woke
do
up, the
news.
road was straight when I went
Somebody
to
has
sleep.
to-
I'm trying.
I know.
In local news,
Yes,
the
thank you.
15th annual St. Jude Corvette Drive to Memphis raised more than $750,000 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. According to Mike McCoy, who we just spoke with, more than 140 Corvettes participated in this year's fundraising event. Since it started in 2012, the Corvette drivers have raised more than $4 million to support care and treatment for children with cancer. Their families never receive a medical bill.
Last Friday, graduation ceremonies were held for 18 members of the Peoria Fire Academy class of 2026 at the Gateway Building in downtown. 14 of the graduates will go to work at the Peoria Fire Department. The other 4 will report to neighboring communities. The graduates successfully completed 12 weeks of training.
The general manager of the Civic Center is leaving for another position, but is keeping it a secret. His last day is June 20th.
Well, you just told everybody. How much?
No,
how's
the,
that a
the, the,
secret?
the
be a secret
location.
anymore.
How is that?
The
Oh.
location
the
where
place
he's
he's
going.
going is
Yeah.
a secret.
You know, what
Well,
you
can't we
have
find
to
that
do.
out?
Who cares?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, nobody really gives a damn where that guy's from.
Apparently not.
Goodbye,
He's used and abused. He's out
goodbye,
there.
Ricky.
Goodbye and good riddance.
Who's done a hell of a job, if you ask
No,
me.
Yes,
he
he
does.
has, he has.
Yeah. Well, we're teasing.
Got to
instead
give
of-
credit where
Give
credit
credit
is
where
due.
credit
Yeah,
is due.
exactly. And you have criticism where
But he's out of there.
justified.
I get that.
Yeah,
Criticism all the time.
yeah.
Not from us, as far as you know.
Anyway, final bit. Bo Sutherland will be his replacement, at least
Now you
for
say
now.
you know Bo Sutherland.
Bo's been there for a long time. Bo's been at the Civic Center for a long time. He was.
Don't you like that
the
name?
PR
I
guy.
like that name, Bo. Now it's not like Bo Jackson,
it's
which is
spelled
B-O.
Bo Monroe.
It's
No,
a
it's
B-E-A-U.
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 Like Bo
Yeah.
Bridges. the
Yeah, that's
actor.
weird.
Like
It's
Bo
just-
Bridges.
Yeah.
And that's a look at some of the stories we're following this morning. We have more news, I believe, from WCBU.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm Rich Draker. New Peoria Police Chief Brad Dixon says he's dedicated to the city and committed to transparency and accountability.
We will remain focused on reducing violent crime, making our streets safer for every resident, every family, and every child in Peoria.
A Peoria native, Dixon was promoted from assistant chief to replace now retired Chief Eric Echeverria. Dixon says strengthening community partnerships is a top priority. He says he's also developing initiatives to address juvenile crime. He took his oath of office heading into this past weekend, adding there are no days off as the police department leader. A bill pending in the Illinois General Assembly that seeks to expand access to a federal discount drug program could end up costing Illinois employers millions of dollars a year. Capital News Illinois reports the program, known as 340B, provides discounted drugs to hospitals and clinics that treat large volumes of Medicaid patients. A memo from the Illinois Department of Central Management Services estimates passing the bill would raise costs on employer-based health insurance plans in Illinois by $89 million a year. Supporters of the bill say it would benefit community health care centers and rural hospitals. The Peoria Civic Center is looking for a new general manager. Rick Edgar is stepping down after 8 years in the position to pursue another job opportunity. The downtown entertainment venue topped $8 million in adjusted gross income last year for the first time. Assistant GM Bo Sutherland will serve as interim GM until the facility hires a permanent replacement. Illinois Senate Republicans want to lower property taxes for seniors. Republican State Senator Chris Balkema, representing a rural area northeast of Peoria, introduced a bill making it easier for seniors to keep homestead exemptions.
The person who hits the age of 65 to qualify for the Senior Citizens Homestead Exemption Act to not have to go back to the courthouse or to the assessor, wherever the assessor is, and prove that they didn't get younger every year.
Senate Republicans also introduced a bill for seniors who completely paid for their house to no longer get a property tax bill. I'm Rich Drager.
All right, Rich Drager. Gosh, I remember Rich Drager when he worked at WTAZ many years ago, and he spent some time at the Salvation Army and some time at Southside Mission, and apparently he's with WCBU, a longtime radio professional. And John Malone, who used to be, they all coming home to roost and raise. You know, what's the old saying? You can take the boy off the farm, but you can't take the farm out of the boy.
Right.
That applies to radio. You can take the boy out of radio, but you can't take the radio out of the boy.
That's right.
And John Malone is back at WMBD, where he I'll be nice, where he parted a number of years ago and went to Lincoln College, and then I think he's over Eureka! Remember when they used to say that? Hey, we have Kyle Varnold on the line with information about our weather. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning, Roger and Fred. How are we this stormy, rainy, humid, soon to be crazy windy morning? How are we?
After that, depressed.
I bet. Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
I got a new sound speaker in the A7, so I noticed last week it sounded awful when I talked to you.
What's the A7? Is that a tank?
Right
make
after
sure.
B9.
What is that?
B9!
Well, my buddies call it the 7, but it's the car.
What kind of car is that? Who makes that?
It's an Audi.
It's a German car, Audi. Yeah,
Got 4 circles on the front.
Oh, wow, expensive stuff. Oh.
Octoon.
Right.
German car. But yes, no. So we have an outflow decaying line of storms coming in right now. You were in a windowless studio. It's actually raining outside already. We had a gorgeous sunrise this morning. If you could see it, it was so pretty. The pink hues and everything. But the red dawn, here it comes. Here come the storms. And then we're actually going to be really, really windy. So what's going to happen? It's actually quite a meteorologically phenomenon. We have a mesoscale convective system that's going to develop on the backside of this decaying line, this decaying wave, and so you'll notice it more than anything. You won't see so much severe the storm part. You'll see the wind part of it because it's kind of in the origin, the birth stage.
Now, wait a minute.
So
Hold
the wind
on.
more than anything.
You just said phenomenon. It's windy and rainy.
Yeah.
What's so phenomenal about that?
Well, so a mesoscale convective system ahead of a frontal boundary after an outflow, it's pretty rare this time of year. So
Windy
as
and
far
rain
as
is
a meteorologist
rare?
is concerned, it's a phenomenon. Well, you're being very vague about it. And I
No,
really
I'm just
appreciate
being real
your
about it.
attitude.
Well, we
No, you're
don't
being
know.
an ass is what you're being.
Wow.
Some of us will just say it out
Wow.
loud.
Some of us are pretty
If you're
particular
in your
about our
car,
weather.
they can't find you on the radio,
Look,
right?
it's just it's just windy and rainy. That's about it. It's just. But anyway, we got that right. We've been saying that all
You
day.
know, well, good for you. That's great. So, but it's going to be really, really strong winds, is what I'm trying to emphasize.
Okay,
But
windier.
as usual, so it's okay. Very windy. Let's just say very, very windy.
Okay, very windy.
Yes. All right.
More than gusty.
And then,
Yeah, where's
the rain was
where's
not
very
afternoon.
windy and gusty? What's the difference between very windy and gusty? It's a good question. John
gusty is
Meisinger.
it's just no, it's okay. No, that's good, Dr. Meisinger.
Not the difference.
So gusty is like somewhat short-lived. You have gusts. Occasionally the wind picks up.
Okay.
So, well, yes. You guys are very windy this morning.
So gusty is real.
And
Alright.
Terry is disgusting.
Gusty's really short. Did he just say Gusty's?
Gusty's
It's a short burst.
Short
wind
fella.
spurt.
I wish the
short
report was
bursts of wind.
gusty then.
All right, well, you've been pretty gusty on the show this morning, young sir. You don't adhere to a schedule whatsoever. You're in news at 8:10. Poor John.
Well, I'm not running the show here. I just come in and read.
You are right. Interrupting everybody on the program. I mean, I know you didn't get any rest last night, but
Well,
we're
I'm a
not
little
getting
cranky.
any
I'm a
rest.
little
That's
cranky.
right. You're in Iowa.
You're being a
I'm sorry.
jerk.
I forgot you were in
Storm,
Iowa
man.
last night.
Oh my.
I regret calling you an ass. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Jerk face. But anyway. But anyway, what about tomorrow? We've covered today. What about tomorrow?
No. I need to talk about today. I really need to talk about today. I wanted to talk at 6:50, but Eddie called and then Mr. Crane called.
Yeah.
Get into this
All right,
radio
talk about it.
really, really difficult. All right. So the severe weather setup, they've been talking, they've been emphasizing, they've been highlighting. I don't think it happens tonight, and here's why. So we had those big storms in Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas last night. What it's actually done is it's pushed that energy further south. So now the severe weather setup is going to be in Missouri and Kansas, and I think it stays well to the southwest of us. By the time it gets here, it's another overnight event, which is what we're seeing, these storms. These are that line of decaying storms we saw in Nebraska that spouted off all those tornadoes in the Dakotas last night. This is what's left of it. So now you have this decaying line of storms moving out. You have a capped atmosphere. It's going to be humid, but it's going to be really, really windy. And that wind is going to be so strong on that mesoscale convective system, it's actually going to shear off any tops that try to develop after 12 o'clock today. So that it cancels out our severe potential this afternoon. And then tonight, that frontal boundary is going to be delayed. So by the time it gets here, those storms again will be decaying and arrive probably around 4 to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, what's left of them. And then the frontal boundary passes around 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So now that severe threat is out for Tuesday afternoon. And if we see any severe storms, it'll be east of Interstate 57 come tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. So those are the big highlights to talk about. We're cooler the rest of the week. We're in the 60s, believe it or not, the rest of the week. We have a really nice weekend set up for Memorial Day weekend. Storms move back in the picture on Monday, as do the temperatures. We finally get back above 80 on Memorial Day, Monday, and then in the 80s all next week. And we're looking at, with humidity moving back in as the jet streams move further north, we're looking at the chance of popcorn thunderstorms, we call them, every day next week from Monday to Saturday.
Oh, jeez. Every day. But popcorn stuff doesn't last long, right? It's real quick.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very short-lived.
All right.
Very short-lived.
That's all right. I can get along with that.
Kyle, how are we doing on the drought?
Oh, we're doing great. We are. We're back. We're back. There's no drought anymore.
Good.
That's right. You're a Monday guy. I was
I
on the
am.
Friday crew a couple weeks ago.
He doesn't listen
Well, I
during
heard
the
you talk about it, yes, but that's been a couple weeks ago.
No, we've talked about the drought for quite some time. No, praise be to God. We are back to normal. We are no longer in a drought. And this rain today, especially over the next couple hours, it continues to minimize any drought potential creeping in. The crops are looking great. The fields are getting planted. Thanks be to God. It's just been wonderful. Absolute wonderful spring. We're so thankful for the timely rain.
I've seen some sprouts. I've
Amen,
seen a lot of
indeed.
sprouts between here and Bloomington on the farms.
fields?
I've seen a lot of sprouts. Yeah.
Excellent observation.
Yeah.
Absolutely excellent observation. No, it's just been amazing. I think the yields are going to be really, really strong come September and October, so we're really excited about that.
So we're going to have a rainy day and rainy night, too?
In Georgia.
No. I need to clarify that. You'll have a rainy day till about 12, 1 o'clock. The rain's out after that. The rainy night doesn't move back until about 4 a.m. tomorrow, so early tomorrow morning.
Early tomorrow morning.
And then the high today is only 75 because it's going to be cloudy from here on out. So.
All right, terrific. Sounds good. It's not bad. We need the rain, and we're cool.
Very, very windy. And I hope you had a good gig in Iowa.
I did. Yeah, no, the Iowa quits are great. Iowa and East Peoria last night was
He had a great gig. He came in here being a real jerk.
Well, I'm
but
tired.
The show went very well.
Well, you don't pay me as much as they do.
Well, I know. You should try to hypnotize yourself.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
It's just, there's only so many hours in a day when you can't sleep any of them.
Yeah,
It's true.
Kyle, thanks so much for showing a great deal of patience this morning.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And then one more side comment, if that's okay. I probably don't have time for it.
Yeah.
No, I just want to make an observation because you guys were talking about the unfortunate situation with the Peoria School's graduation. Well, yesterday, because our church is really close to Bradley, at the Renaissance Coliseum, we had Dunlap's graduation at 12:30 and Washington's at 4 o'clock, and amazingly, no issues whatsoever. Really not that strong a police presence, but there was noticeably a lot more fathers present yesterday. So have a great week, everyone.
All right.
What?
Thanks, Kyle.
I'm sorry?
Appreciate it, as always. Kyle Varnold.
I believe it's raining all over the world. I feel like it's raining all over the world. How many times I wondered, it still comes out the same. No matter how you look at it or think of it, it's life, and you just got to play the game. I find me a place in a boxcar, so I take my guitar to pass some time. Late at night, it's hard to rest. I hold your picture to my chest, and I feel fine. But it's a rainy night in Georgia. Baby, it's a rainy night in Georgia. I feel it's raining all over the world. Kinda lonely there, and it's raining all over the world. Oh, have you ever been lonely, people, and you feel that it was raining all over this man's world? You're talking about raining, 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 raining over the world. I said about
Great song, bro.
Isn't that a great song? And the song was by Ron Rainey.
Ron Rainey wrote that.
And the drops.
I wonder, can you do? I wonder, can?
What are you trying to say?
Could he do the?
Spit it out, Raj. Huh?
Let's have the news brought to you by Mr. Weather, Kyle Varnold.
Yeah, let's do that.
You know,
Let's do that.
yeah, Kyle
We just heard
Varnold.
from him, and that was interesting.
He provides personal and business insurance for auto, home, life, and health. And if you ask him, he'll give you a complete look at weather for the next 10 years.
I think he calls all of his customers daily and brings them up to date on the weather.
He could put it on his website.
It is. Oh, we see it all the time.
You know,
That's the go-to.
He's good at what he does, and you can reach him. Yeah, was he in his car? I think he was in his car, wasn't he?
In his Audi
Yeah,
A7.
but he's got a pocket phone.
Yeah. He's on his way to Fortner Insurance. That's where he works on Prospect Road, and his phone number 309-682-0519. And one of his clients is yours truly.
Yeah. Can he
Yeah,
predict
actually-
the
I-
stock
Us too.
market as well as the weather?
No,
No,
No. What's he better at, weather or stock market?
weather.
the weather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Sounds like
any rate,
somebody's been working with that.
yeah. But you know what? I also have coverage with Sam Lilly and Associates.
Oh,
We do too.
So, Sam Lilly.
Sam and Kyle.
Sam.
Me too.
And now with the news, here's Terry.
High school graduation ceremonies in Peoria are a little different today in many ways than they were years ago. Saturday, all three Peoria high schools, Richwoods, Manual, and Central, held their individual commencement exercises at the Peoria Civic Center. Things did not go well. Fights broke out. Police had to intervene, arresting 5 adults and a 15-year-old. One of those charged was a graduate. They've been charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest.
Boy, you know, when they become adults, I mean true adults, with a family and everything, they can open their family album. And now here's a picture of me at the police station being handcuffed
Here's my graduation
on
party.
graduation.
Here's my diploma and here's my arrest record.
Yeah. And here's, yes. And then here I
My
am,
transcripts.
here I am entering Stateville.
District 150 officials decided to hold graduation for Peoria's high schools at the Civic Center several years ago. Reportedly, the fights took place as graduating seniors from one school were leaving, while those attending the next ceremony were arriving.
Here's a picture of me resisting arrest.
Here's a picture of me in the hospital.
Here's my dad beating me.
And here's Eddie Parker with a
Oh,
smile
that's
on his
right.
face.
Used to hang a tassel from the rearview mirror. Pair of handcuffs.
Fuzzy ones.
I mean, he has fuzzy ones. This is the fuzzy dice. Yeah.
Here's a picture of me years later being electrocuted.
Wow. Don't be
Rogers
surprised.
Fry, baby.
Oh my. Don't be surprised if you learn this week the United States and Israel have resumed airstrikes against Iran. President Trump has indicated he's losing patience with Iran as that country fails to reach a deal to bring peace to the Middle East. Many political observers believe Iran's leaders are dragging their feet and have no intention of giving up their power. Trump says the clock is ticking, and so are the tickers on bombs targeted for Iran.
So's my pacemaker. But that's good news.
It's always good news.
Voters in Kentucky go to the polls tomorrow. Republicans will determine whether to support former Navy SEAL Captain Ed Galbraith or incumbent Thomas Massey. President Trump has endorsed the military veteran over Massey, who's consistently voted against Trump on a variety of issues.
I think they're calling him Nasty Bassy.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
They had a big celebration yesterday in Washington, D.C. Not many in the media covered it, but Fox did, as faith leaders, government officials, and Americans gathered on the National Mall for what was called Rededicated 250. Thousands came from all across the country to show their love for God and for country. 2 Navy fighter jets collided midair during an air show in Idaho, and all 4 crew members of the 2 planes were able to parachute to safety. It happened at the Gunfighter Skies Air Show, held in Mountain Home, about 43 miles east of Boise, Idaho. In local news, the 15th annual St. Jude Corvette Drive to Memphis raised more than $750,000 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. According to Mike McCoy, more than 140 Corvettes participated in this year's fundraising event. Since it started in 2012, the Corvette drivers have raised more than $4 million to support care and treatment for children with cancer. Their families never receive a medical bill. And we spoke with him, and he said they've just completed the second 15-story building down on the campus, and they're starting a third.
And buildings all dedicated to research.
It's all research,
Wow.
yes. Last Friday, graduation ceremonies were held for 18 members of the Peoria Fire Academy class of 2026 at the Gateway building on the riverfront. 14 of the graduates will go to work at the Peoria Fire Department. The other 4 will report to neighboring communities. The graduates successfully completed 12 weeks of training. And those are the headlines, Roger.
And I believe it's time for the weather, and the weather brought to you, my friends, as a service of Morton Community Bank. 50 branches across the state of Illinois. Look for the clock tower, and you know they have time for you.
Cloudy, Roger, very, very windy and kind of rainy, 81 degrees, and it's going to rain off and on from now, some tomorrow, 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, high 78 for tomorrow night, cloudy, low 52. Right now, I'm sitting about 73 at the Wazoo.
You know, I was thinking as you were giving the weather, you need to say, "Good morning, Roger."
I can't do it. You need to be annoying.
Wait a minute. Let's backpedal here a little bit.
Yes, I would think so. All right, let's get serious.
All right.
Here's my question in the morning
gonna be
for the
difficult.
panel is, what do you think we ought to do about Iran?
About who?
Iran.
Oh.
And I'll tell you my view, which is like they do.
Go ahead.
Let's bomb the crap out of them. You know, we did what we did, and then you just don't, in war, you don't stop unless you have a good reason to stop.
Well, I think
you got to finish the job.
When they pull back and when they stop, you end up with things like Vietnam and.
That's right. Yeah. But we can't, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had North Iran and South Iran? I'd go for that. But it's a different type of war. And, if you want, they're worried about high gas prices. I remind on January 2022, national average for gas was over $5. We're not there. We're at $4.50 something, whatever. We're not at $5.
Yeah, we are.
No. Don't argue with me on that, because I watched that on Fox News. They never lie. I think I saw. Look it up and see what it is. What it is. What?
I say I spent $107 the other day to fill up my car.
I know it's terrible.
It is
That's
terrible.
diesel. Is that diesel?
No. That's premium.
Oh.
It's premium.
Yeah, he has a high end.
I know. He's
we're talking about his airplane now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but anyway, over $107.
But that's because you let your tank get down to, you've got less than a mile left.
yeah.
Then you got to start looking for a gas station.
Yeah.
So
you crazy? Start walking.
So, I guess what I was going to say is, why have you seen in local history or recent history a country that's yelling for help, like the Iranian people are?
Yeah.
They're yelling, say, bomb us, get rid of this regime.
Yeah.
And they've got to figure out a way to get rid
of the regime, of the mullahs.
And
right,
they've got they know where they are. They know where they are all the time. And you say they were dragging their feet. Well, that's because they can't use them. So I'm saying they know where they are. Finish the job. Give the people a chance again. Like you said, I think he's trying not to take out the bridges and the infrastructure and the electrical, everything, because then they got nothing.
Yeah.
So I originally thought that there was a good plan behind this. I'm beginning to question the plan behind it, because it's taking it seems like forever. I know we're just short time in this. But
yeah. My concern about the plan, the change of the plan, I don't think he thought the news media would turn against him. And he should have, because they don't like him. They haven't liked him from day one.
They've ever been in his corner.
And you have members of the Democrat Party that are criticizing everything that he does. And he's worried about losing the House and the Senate in November because of gas prices and so forth. But I am with you on one of the points that you made 100%. The mullahs have killed 30 to 40,000 of their own people because they were engaged in protests. Can we sit back? We didn't sit back when Adolf Hitler murdered 6 million Jews. Why are we hesitating to free the people of Iran?
I don't think we're hesitating and free. I just don't think that they know how. I don't think they know how to get rid of a regime without putting boots on the ground.
Yeah,
And that's
and we
that
don't
is
want that.
even worse
Yeah, I
than
think they,
gas prices.
yeah.
That won't happen.
When they first started and we bombed them, we took out some of the real, very bad people. I think they thought maybe, okay, this is going to be over pretty soon.
Yes,
We took
I
out,
think you're right.
and they didn't quit. Those
They
guys
just
are-
keep coming back.
Yeah, they just keep
They're like
coming up with another bad guy. You
it's
know.
like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, right.
You know,
exactly.
you hit one down, the other one
Exactly.
pops
There's,
up.
Doggone it. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's
I
true.
don't think
Have
they
you ever
anticipated
I've
that.
seen the videos of that too.
What is whack-a-mole?
You
I
ever
never.
seen whack-a-mole?
No.
Where,
Yeah.
where the heads come out of
I've
the...
played it before.
Yeah.
I thought
Heads
you
come
had-
out of the hole, and you hit this head, and another one comes up, and you hit this one. And
Well, that's
it-
one way. I've played it with my grandkids.
You do it with your kids.
Yeah, I do it with
Okay,
kids.
I thought you guys had a speech impediment. You were trying to say racquetball.
No.
The racquetball.
Whack-a-mole.
The
don't know whack-a-mole?
rabbit. No, I am.
You know, as a kid, I think Roger would have enjoyed a game like whack-a-mole.
I think
I
he
think you
would've.
would have
I
really
do too. He might have
enjoyed it.
been one of the heads that comes
Yeah,
up.
he might have
That's right.
been
You never
one
know.
of the.
That's
It'd
a
be
good
the
thing.
whack-a-mole champ.
Somehow I feel like this is not complimentary.
Well, no, it is kind of. I think.
That's kind of.
Hey, you know what? I want to say again, congratulations to Brad Dixon, the new police chief of Peoria. We had an exclusive. We have a lot of exclusives, some planned and unplanned, on the program. Interview with him Tuesday of last week, and he came in and what a neat guy. And he left and he came back and gave us these badges.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, where,
Come
where
on,
can,
Brad, where you been?
where can I
I'm-
get you in?
I'm going
can I borrow
to-
that this weekend? Where can I get you in?
No, I'm not letting this out of my sight. But want to wish him much success.
Yes.
The WCBO said his priority was what?
I know, I couldn't hear it.
No, you couldn't hear it. Okay.
Wonder why.
Any rate, that wasn't what he said on our show. His priority was speeders.
Speeding,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's right.
I watched Brad grow up. He was a,
Did you
yes,
really?
he was an Ivy Club kid. Like my
Really?
kids were Ivy
Down
Club
on
kids.
the
and
Galena
they
Road, really?
my girls and the Dixon family and Megan and Brad and more all swam together. And I have a picture of Mary Beth. She was probably 7 or 8 years younger than Brad, but Brad is on his knees and he is holding her and they're dancing at a club dance.
Oh,
And
really?
He's a big kid. He's like a 15-year-old and
Yes,
she's
yeah,
like
yeah,
7.
yeah.
And he's
Oh,
he's
nice.
dancing with her and it's really sweet. And I've had the opportunity the last 2 years to spend some time with him because his son played lacrosse with my grandson Drew. And so, you know,
So
we
you-
So
spent
you're
time
kind of
together.
hoping you'll get out of some speeding tickets.
Well, I know I've given him my list.
Now, they the Dixon fishery.
No, he's connected to the Dixon of
nursery,
Sheridan Road Nursery.
Nursery, yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, right. Georgette, I think.
well,
No, it's Sheridan Road
flowers, that's
Nursery.
Yeah, Sheridan Road Nursery. I think
yeah.
Georgette. It was the two
Sharon
boys'
Dixon
mother.
and yes, and Sharon is one of the moms, but Joel is the one that has the
Well, his
company.
mother
his
is
mom started
Georgette,
it.
right?
I don't know who his
Yeah,
mom is. I
think,
just
yeah.
know that
We used to do their shirts for them.
Did you really?
You know, again, is an example of when you need to make a replacement of someone in a key position, think about promoting within. Sean Sahlberger and the Sahlbergers have been a part of the Peoria Fire Department, and he's doing an outstanding job. And no criticism of Eric Echeverria, but took him, 8 years? Was he? No, it wasn't 8 years.
5?
And he didn't know Underhill from Underwood when he came. And Brad knows Peoria like the back of his hand, for that
Oh, yeah.
matter. There's
Promoting
no
from within is
training.
really the way to go. If you have a business,
Yes,
or if you're doing
I agree.
anything, how long do you think you're going to be running this thing here, Raj? I was just kind of
Well, I've had a lot of questions from listeners
promoting
asking me
from
the same
I
thing.
just kind of wondering if I could
Yeah.
maybe do a little bit more than I do over
Yeah.
here. But
Well, I would love it. I mean, you've got the kind of radio voice that I would.
But
You know,
promoting from
when I did an audition for a station that was in the basement of the Jefferson Hotel, it was at the I think WAAP, and I was a guest. We were invited to come in and they made a 78 RPM of my appearance.
Really?
And gave it to me and said, thanks for I took it home and I couldn't wait to hear me. And it was, you're now listening to WAP and
Before your voice changed.
Roger Monroe. And,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
as you can tell, my testicles are not developed yet. You know, it is, that wouldn't have, I wouldn't have said that. But anyway,
That's true.
I thought, my career is over before I get started, for that matter. That's why, you know, a lot of people, when they have a recording of their appearance on radio, say, that
It's
is
an
a big-"
eye-opener.
Yeah. Or when you
It is.
record them and you play it back.
I won't listen. I hate to see.
Oh, you got a great radio
Well,
voice.
but I don't
Your
like to
voice
see.
has matured so well. Unfortunately, your brain hasn't, but your voice.
One of these days I'll try and keep up, but I don't.
It's a work in progress. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. You notice the only mature person in here is keeping quiet.
Yeah, I
and
know.
That's Terry.
She just shakes her head. She sits there and just shakes her head.
Those chromosomes.
Well, you didn't say what your thoughts are about Iran.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I wasn't listening.
Well, you have to. Well, that's par.
hurts.
That's par.
You know, when I get home, I'll play the program back.
Yeah, just play it back.
How about you, Terry? You haven't said anything.
I think we should bomb them like we did Hiroshima. It's a terrible.
Ooh, the big one.
I like
big
her.
one.
I like her plan. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I
I
mean-
some bad doors, though.
That gets a lot of innocence in a heartbeat.
Well,
It
so
does,
did
but
we in
the-
World War II.
It,
You bombed the crap out of Germany.
Yeah, but I don't know if we learned a lesson.
you have to
except
look.
other than
Well, no.
don't do that again. That's
The people didn't learn anything. That's why
Yeah,
we're
they-
still
you-
having
That's why
wars.
we are where we are now.
Yeah.
What did we learn? What we learned is if we're not unified, we're going to have a North and South Korea, going to have a North and South Vietnam.
Well, first of all, we're not even unified here.
That's
When
my
you can't
point.
even, you're right, you can't get
but North and South
everybody-
Illinois.
Anybody to say, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
The only thing that one group is doing is saying, we got to win this group. We got to win the midterms so that we can impeach somebody 50 more times. And the other group is saying, well, we've got to take care of this because otherwise we're going to lose our power and then the country's going to go to hell or whatever the case may be.
No, you're
There's
right.
nobody that's together, and we've always been. I mean, at least
Except
our,
for Vietnam. We weren't together
no,
in Vietnam.
No, we weren't. And see how that ended
Well, we
up?
didn't know what was going on there either. We were lied to a lot. We weren't told what was really going on.
Well,
over there.
I'm sure we're getting lied to now about a bunch of
Well,
things
I'm
too.
sure we
But
are.
it is a little more open, I think. But it's we don't have a country that works together. And,
No, we don't.
And
No,
there
no,
are
we
so
don't.
many people that and now look around the country and see the protests. The people who are protesting aren't protesting the war. They're protesting to free Palestine or do this or do that, and it's counter America.
Yes.
Crazy.
And that's what's scary.
We need a kumbaya moment. We need to get back to something like that.
Well, we can do that.
We
here.
can do that.
We can
We-
do that
we can
because
do that.
Terry can sing.
Yes.
And we can we play the piano.
Oh my.
But who's going to build the fire?
Yeah, not me. I'm not allowed here.
Not allowed in near fire anymore. Is that a fire marshal rule?
Yes, it is.
Well, I can do I can do matches. I just can't do knives. I'm bad with. I'm always cutting myself.
John, what are you? Guns? What's
Well, I don't know. I'm a little scared now to sit between you. I'm going to burn on one side, get stabbed on the other side. Oh my goodness.
I know. It's just.
Well, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, I think we're still in the 70-ishes.
70 issues?
Yeah, like 4 something.
But it's raining.
It is
Yeah,
raining.
it's rain, so
And I
it's
can
kinda-
tell
Rainy,
because
rainy, rainy,
I'm
rainy.
Did you
getting
carry an
dirt on.
umbrella in your car?
Yes, but it's in my car. Does
Well,
that ever do you any good?
Yeah,
mine's
well,
in
yeah,
the
when you're in there and
Well,
it
I'm
starts.
it's way in the back. That's the trouble.
Oh, you don't
no,
have a little
mine's
thing
right-
down in
no,
the
I
door?
don't have a little thing.
Well, that's pretty stupid. Sorry. That's really dumb.
I do, but I have important things down there.
Down
Down in that little compartment on the door.
what?
Well, an umbrella the size of a horse isn't going to get you anywhere.
No, you don't need a.
You can get one of those
You're
little
not as
ones.
big as a horse.
They
yeah,
don't open
they
up
pop
very
up.
big.
Yeah.
What's in your
Yeah.
pouch? What it was?
What's in my pouch?
No,
Let's not
in
start
your
asking
car. In
personal
your car.
questions. In my car
I
pouch?
have hand sanitizer
Well,
on the
good
door.
for you. I'm glad.
And what's sunscreen?
Hair
No, not
hair gel?
No, not hair gel.
You were pointing your head.
No, I was
Wasn't it,
squirting.
sunscreen?
No,
Squirt
no.
stuff?
Yeah, we have to
Okay.
keep this covered or it'll burn.
Do you
Well, I
simonize
understand
that?
No,
You might try a little powder
Is this
puff.
ceramic?
no. I use that SPF. I don't know what.
You
I
know,
don't know. Probably
you,
a
you
hundred
don't
plus.
have. At least John and I have evidence that we had hair at one time. But you're bald as a cucumber.
Well, yeah, it's.
Yeah.
you
But
see
that's
that.
self-inflicted. He's
Some of
got
that's
some hair
self-inflicted.
there.
I get a little bit.
He doesn't.
Doesn't come in as much.
Sticking out the back.
You know, it used to be really, really curly. I swear, I was in the Afro Club.
I don't
and
believe that for a minute.
I will bring in a yearbook. If you bring in a yearbook from '74,
Photoshop
from Peoria High School,
Good, sure.
I am in, not in '74, you
Did you
couldn't.
graduate in '74?
Kind of. I mean, yes, I did.
That
yes.
was your class.
Yes, that was
okay,
my
I
class.
shouldn't have asked it that
That was
way.
my
I'm
class.
sorry, my apologies.
No, that's
Let's
right.
get real personal.
And I was in the
What do you
Afro
keep in your
Club.
pouch?
I was the only white guy and had the best damn afro in the.
But that wasn't the reason for the club. You realize that, right? It wasn't the hair.
It wasn't?
Nobody told you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I only went to one meeting.
Okay.
and then you got kicked out.
Yeah.
You
Close the door.
He failed the physical.
Who that guy?
Yeah.
Who that guy over there?
Can we dance with your date?
Yeah. When did you start losing your hair? And I mean,
Losing or missing? Two different things.
well, it might have been two different things, but I think it happened at the same time. And did you lose it
30-ish?
all quickly?
No.
No.
No, it was kind of slow. It didn't.
Did you ever think about a hairpiece?
No, I had that
you
once, but I
know-
took aspirin for it. It was fine.
I didn't, and I had a hair ball, but I got rid of that too.
Yeah.
But no,
didn't
no,
think about it.
no,
He's got the hairpiece.
no, because I wore a wig once a year.
No, don't do that. That demeans it.
Well-
A wig is what women wear.
Well-
Men wear a hairpiece. And I used to wear a hairpiece.
Mine was
and my wife had recommended it. And when your spouse
yeah,
says it,
that's-
yeah.
yep.
And
No.
Royce used to make fun of me. He said, Roger gets his hair done. He drops it off at 9 and picks it up at 4.
No, I wouldn't wear a wig. Once a year, I wore a wig.
What was that for? I know.
Well, it was.
remember.
Well,
Santa's coming to town.
oh, that one too. No, okay,
Yeah.
twice a year because the other one was a wig and heels.
No, Christmas.
But that's a totally
What
different
Christmas?
story.
What Christmas did you celebrate twice a year?
No,
You
it
said
was.
that was twice.
Oh boy!
Oh my!
This is dragging
And
on.
Yeah, it is.
I hit a little
You
whip.
can tell we're running out of gas. At
Oh, my
$5
goodness.
a
Yeah.
gallon.
We should run out.
You know what fishnet is?
Yes, I do. Did it have the seam in the back?
Yeah.
Those are hard to get on.
I know. I know. They can't.
Well, that wraps it up.
I think it maybe wraps all of us up, except for Teri Chamberlain, who's really sitting over
there
here,
was
really shining up her halo.
There
right
was
now.
times the wrap up was involved.
All I know is that yesterday in Washington D.C. at the mall, the National Mall, I think they call it, they had a great event in which people gathered to celebrate their belief in God and their love of country. And I thought that was wonderful. And we have a number of Memorial Day events coming up. And I looked at the schedule of the American Legion Post number 2, and wow, I think they have 14 events
I believe
they will
Wow.
be attending to give tribute to our country. So I thought this morning we would end with a little patriotic music for 10 points. name this military patriotic song?
That's the something march.
Written by John Philip Sousa, who came to Peoria several
Is
times.
this something march, Terry?
The word march is not in it. It is a march. We certainly, when I was in the Army, marched to this with the military band. So, put on your thinking, your military patriotic caps.
Military march.
Well, think of the flag.
Yeah, think of
What are the two things on the flag?
Stars and stripes
Yay,
forever.
yay! Na, 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 na. And give us a quick weather summary.
It's in there.
Okay. Today it's going to be
Windy and rainy.
Windy and rainy. Very windy, very rainy. High of 81 today, 68 tonight. And then tomorrow, early morning rain about 3 a.m. 78 for a high, 68 for a low. Cloudy and 74 on Thursday. Right now it's about
Okay,
72.
here's sports. White Sox 9, Cubs 8. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks a lot, pal.
There you go. Thanks, Rod.
Have a great day, everybody. Remember, God loves you, and so do we, and we love God Bless America.